welcome back. I'm out here trying to get the next ending, and the guide is telling me first thing I gotta do is load. If I get my first ending, load save 1. In my case, save 1 is at the start of August 23rd, create save 1. Unlock it, which is what I have here. This is the point where I get the Kimijima report. Before you go to Hamada Beach to pick it up, travel to the robot clinic or reply to Juno's tweets. Well, can I respond to these messages? Where are my Twippos right now? Am I allowed to respond to this? $10 p.m. in the morning, is playing asleep for 2 more hours. Okay, I'm just gonna... Hello? Jesus. It's gonna take me to get there. Now then. 3 hours of pain and suffering.
Ah, Yashio-kun.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. どう ?2 号機の方。
それはスバル君にちなみにそのシャツさ。
やだ。ジロジロ見て、エッチだな。アクセスを確認し、ゲシネモードに。
レポート3のフラグは全部。
はい。すべこれにより。
そりゃどうも。で、どの辺にあると思う？
不明です。
フラグの場所はこの辺に集中。とりあえずめぼしい場所を回ってみるか。
For some reason, I go to the robot clinic. the robot clinic. When I'm by myself, I'm able to focus. Maybe I'm not meant to work with other people. I think it's amazing that no one's watching and learning about against herself. Unlock the path to phase 6. Let's go. Oh, that's when, conference. Awesome. September 15th is the next one. And then I just go to Honda Beach. It's Honda Swimming Beach. Found it. I knew it'd be here.
レポートナンバー
Part
3
number 3 has been
が
downloaded.
いつでもビューア
And
ーで
read
見
and
られ
view
ます
anytime. What a real pain.
できないですよ
Send Yamasaki's call.
え
Yeah, I've seen this.
え、いらっしゃい。
Don't respond to anyone. 23rd and 24th. Okay, I'm just gonna stick with that advice from the first part of the guide. Let's read it. Raining. I overtake them soon. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I think I've seen this.
Huh? おいおいおい俺
はい
Same stuff?
Aki-chan!
It's 25th now. I can respond to people as I please. Run to Akio's room to find her sitting on the edge of her bed, staring at her Pokecon.
見た
Have you seen it? Phase 6. at least one thing you like about them. Until there's at least one thing you like about them. From Juna's perspective in the evening. A lone dragonfly flies across the pale orange sky. The spirit. Coder. I stare mindlessly as the sky fades in deep color with the sunset. I want to cry, I consciously think to myself. Back when I first visited the club, Yasha-kun recommended for me to try lying sprawled out on the runway, but I didn't really have the chance until now. Summer vacations ended and here I am alone at the airport. Something like this hasn't happened since I first joined the robotics club. It almost feels like I got the entire airport to myself. And so the first thing I did was lie down on the runway, stretch myself out. Gaze up towards the sky. Once again, I tell myself things like, I want to cry, and this is where I'll cry. But those heart-rending feelings, the kind that are supposed to make your chest tighten up, never come to surface. No loneliness, no happiness, not a single emotion. My mind is completely blank. Whenever I look at the scenery like this, I don't get emotional. I don't feel any deep-sea emotions bubbling to the surface. I don't feel anything at all. Perhaps all these feelings are missing because ever since I was little I've been doing nothing but karate. It's the same even now. It's not like my emotions usually disappear like this. But I've been crying almost non-stop since I joined the robotics club. Things like it's too scary, or I can't do this, or it's embarrassing. It's been hard. A sigh escapes my lips. Every member of the robotics club is hard to deal with in their own way, but I don't dislike them. Still. A gust of wind nearly flips up my skirts. I force myself sluggishly get up. My eyes wander. The runway, the apron where the robotics club hangar is located, appears a bit higher than usual. I can still see it, just barely. Right next to the hangar, still sprawled out on the ground and covered with a sheet, is a super huge Model 1 gun. The disappointment of a robot that was retired after he failed to produce results. It reminds me of myself. I think back on when our sponsor's president made me the pilot of Model 1 Coon. I cried, refused, and cried some more, and in the end I didn't pilot him. The reason I said no is because I was scared. It's because of the fear of a robot much bigger than me. You idiot. What the hell were you thinking? What have you done? What have you... Fear. Unlike Akiho, I can't love robots, but I ended up staying in the robotics club anyway. No, it's not that I can't love them. It's that I can't get over my fear, even if I spent all of my summer break trying to. I still think that robots are terrifying. I joined the robotics club as a casual replacement for karate. The robots, or robotics club, they can't replace karate for me. Karate kept me going because no matter how weak I was, I still loved doing it. The robotics club? Is it okay for me to be here? It's September and the new school semester is in full swing. We're getting close to the point where I can... The days of robotics club focusing solely on robots is over. Summary of the leak final episode gone viral. Episode 156, the last episode, the one that got cancelled. Actually, hated everyone die in the end. Disgusted. I got... This the leak video is not complete, but I got it from just that. All the parties involved need to apologize. Made staff not involved in other projects after Gunful wonder why. Grand Obelisk shoots the sun, and the tower, the sun goes berserk, destroys Earth. It's that kind of close to our situation. It feels like they were talking about the solar storm. Okay, I just watched the last episode slow down, and for a second there, a weird video mixed in. I'll put capture, take a look at some. Okay. They're talking about... Wait, what? Also some little messages, most of it is incomprehensible. From 107 trivia, also Fukuzawa and Fukichi. Okay. Looking at the video more and more, it just feels like waste after all if there's nothingness. 19 confirms some little messages. Can't tell if the video is rough, but pretty sure it's a 19. What the footage shows is super confusing. Shibuya's 107 building, a space shuttle, a black and white photo from World War II, the face of Fukuzawa, Yukichi, etc. All of them or something like that. Should be some buildings. That's Chaos Head Noah. Space Shuttle, that's Steins Gate. Feels like there's a meaning, but you have to kind of force the meaning to be there. Isn't that what a conspiracy theory is? We shouldn't flip the story to a conspiracy theory. The final episode was uploaded by someone and confusing, so all the messages were stuck in there. That itself should be treated as a case. Is there anyone that reported it? Because we were too chicken to. What do subliminal messages mean? What is the meaning behind putting subliminal messages to an unfinished final episode of an anime? Whoever put them in must have wanted to plant something in us through watching the video. An old man that's feeling nostalgic about the old times, telling us kids who don't know how good it used to be to study it. They're trying to lead you to be a corporate slave. As you saying, get a job, don't make me explain it, it's embarrassing. Subliminal messages are used to advertise the product subconsciously by slipping an image of the product, right? All the inserted images are all useless. Maybe it means that gun girl fans who love Yukichi-san. It's a mystery. Mine are 19 of them. It would be nice if there was a pattern, but it looks totally random. I wonder who uploaded it. They're the ones to ask about the subliminal messages. They leaked the final episode gun roll, that's for sure. That now the issue is when subliminal messages got inserted. Were they inserted in 2015 when the final episode was being made, or were they inserted in 2019 right before it got uploaded online? Sigh, I got the August blues. Tokyo feels more humid than Tanegashima. The atmosphere here is also a little tense. I really feel it after experiencing the mellowness of Tanegashima, and the sky is also pretty narrow. The counselor said attending college would be hard for me. I did terrible in that last test before summer. Lots of students in the dojo thinking about my brother's schooling. Managed to get a job instead of going to college. Can't stay like this. Can't be playing all the time. There's only half a year left for graduation. I'm sad to know about the riots still going on in America. I pray that it will end soon and that the Robo One World Championships will be held. I won't say robots to save the world, but we can try to stop the fighting with robots. That's something I and everyone can do. Bosco remembers me at the Space Zone tomorrow. Hey, I'll show you something amazing. I know he told me not to use his name since he'd be exposed, so I'm gonna call him number 1 sassy younger male Robotics Club member Eskun on Twippo from now on. You should have seen this coming if you joined the Robotics Club to dodge studying well. There are colleges that you don't need to take a test to get it. Why not go to one of those? Didn't know you and were the same as me and Aki-chan. We're all pretty dumb. So I'll just say this one. Nowadays it's pretty hard to find a job. Not too many places hire high school graduates. If you go out to Fukuoka, I think you can get by as a part-timer, but if you want to send money, it'll be a little rough. What do you think about your graduation job inside of anything? Not good. Okay. Let's hope I didn't fuck anything up. Right. September and the new school semester is in full swing. Days for Boss Club Festival Young Robots is over. Seems like Akio and Subaru are hashing out the finer details of Model 2's design. However, that leaves me, the operator, Juna, the sub-operator / mocap leader, and Frau, the programmer, with nothing to do as per usual. People online are always theorizing about Gun Rule's final episode. The common commotion start to die down before it can turn into a huge social phenomenon. Also, people are saying that based off the activity of the sun, a solar storm, and the level of the crash of 15 is coming very soon. They keep saying that, but it still hasn't come yet. Naturally, the effects of the solar storm that hit Western America are starting to be felt by the other nations, but hasn't gotten nearly as bad as the crash of 15. Aside from America getting bogged down by the riots, the other countries got away with only a few days of confusion. In the end, the stuff written in the Kimishima reports has nothing but hyperbole and other BS. It's like Kimishima Co. is nothing more than a conspiracy nut job. The police appear to be investigating the deaths of the KB cheaters, but there's no progress on that end. Because of that, despite all the unsolved mysteries scattered about, I can enjoy a few unexpected days of peace, quiet, and kill ballad. Or so I had hoped. For some reason, I find myself at the beach today. What?
ええか
Ready? I'm gonna light the fuse.
はい
Yeah, holding gun pointing towards the ocean. It's an old matchlock gun in mint condition. The barrel is less than a meter long. Supporting on my left arm, I place my right index finger on the trigger. The Space Candy President places a lit up rope between the fire tongs, kind of like the firing hammer of the gun. The sound of the rope burning reaches my ears clearly. You have to hold it in closer, otherwise you'll get knocked out from the recoil.
いや
Yeah, but at this point I'm holding the gun so close that it's practically glued to my cheek. If I hold it any closer, won't the sparks hit my face when the gun fires? I'm wearing some plastic safety goggles, but it's not enough to feel any less freaked out. Come on, shoot already. Fine, here goes nothing. I pull the trigger, the fire tongs strike against the flashbang and light the gunpowder. The bullet explodes out of the barrel with a thunderous roar. I can't withstand the recoil without falling on my ass. The sharp smell of gunpowder stings my nostrils. Now that had impact. Well, how's that for impact? But your shooting is lousy. Those weak hips, you wouldn't hit a fish in a barrel.
俺には無理ですよ
It's definitely not for me, haha. Give the gun back to the president immediately after. I'm not impressed despite your age. You've taken an interest in matchlocks. How about shooting one while wearing a suit of armor at next year's gun festival?
遠慮しときます
I'll pass. It's not that I have an interest in matchlocks or anything. I'm only doing this because of the stupid flag for Kim Machine Report number 4. One of the flags wanted me to fire a matchlock gun. Figured it'd be impossible, but then I heard the president here was a member of the gun festival promo committee. When I talked to him about it, he went out of his way to get permission from the police to let me shoot. Our beloved Space Candy president is truly something else. As for the gun, I never want to shoot it again for the rest of my life. Oh, I hope that's not foreshadowing. Airi-chan, are you there? After stepping away from the president and the promo committee members who brought the gun, I stealthily summoned Airi. The weather tomorrow is September 15th. Tanegashima and Yakushima will have a 40% chance of precipitation. Get the weather report. Okay. Check the Kimijima report flags. So I set the matchlock gun one. Yes, you did it. Airi was watching you after all. Hey, Airi's the one checking to see if I set the flags. As I work on each one of you guys suspect as much. I think the reason that I get cut some slack at times is because Airi is odd but amazing little AIs calling the shots. In fact, there was this one flag. Upload photos of 4 different rocket launches from 4 suggested viewing points around Tanegashima to Airuo. Rather than taking the pictures myself, I uploaded some old photos somebody else took and it still worked. Because of that, the flag went from impossible to easy. But however lenient she was, whenever I asked Airi directly to fudge a few flags for me, she'd always tell me no with a sad look on her face. I went to Fraz see if she could hack Airi for me, but he said all the flags would change her program, so I think she said it'd be too difficult. I guess I had to demonstrate at least a little bit of effort when trying to satisfy the flags. As long as I do that much, she doesn't sweat the details. Ever since I figured that out, things have gotten a lot easier. Checking flags. Kimijima report number 4 flags are as follows. Number 1. Locate Kimijima report number 3. Note from Sister Centipede. Flag number 1 has already been set. 2. Upload photos of 4 different rocket launches from 4 suggested viewing points around the Tanegashima to Airuo. Note from Sister Centipede. Flag number 2 has already been set. Activate Gojiro-kun, stored at the robot clinic. Number 4. Test fire a geotag matchlock gun at least once. Note from Sister Centipede. Flag number 4 has already been set. That's all. Alright, matchlock flag is done. All that's left is to push the activation switch on Gojira-kun at the robot clinic. Made no progress on this one. Dropped by the clinic at least 3 separate times over the past couple of weeks. I get turned away every time thanks to Akiho's ban. Damn it, Akiho, way to make things difficult. Alright, and we're gonna have our next little flag here. September 15th, outside TNC, first Asagi office reply. Led to. Let's go check TNC. No trespassing, JAXA. Look for Space Candy, the Chiyo Tanagashi High Robotics Research Club's gun-roll pilot is a square-type young man, but he lacks some impact. Played 5 minutes this morning, 1 to 0. Alright, let's get going. Are those places usually private schools? Tuition will cost a lot, and I need to think if I want to go that badly. What? Private schools are the places you don't have to take tests? Usually. Huh. Thought public schools would be the one. Tuition will cost a lot, and I need to think if I want to go that badly. I know it's Sunday and everyone wants to sleep in, but don't be late to the meetup. This one, okay. Sister Centipede is that symbol, okay. Bloodtoon, Rhinet, Kakeru, Z, Gunbum. Have you seen any of these anime? Gunbum, Bloodtoon. Have you seen Bloodtoon? Yeah, this is just stuff you couldn't have predicted. So I'm going to decide the timing is now before I cause more trouble to everyone. Hey, I can picture everyone's surprised faces. Gunbum. Played 5 minutes in Jackson Microbus, 1-0. Okay. GNC has areas open to the public, but also has restricted areas. Go ahead and hit an F6 on that. Next one, September 20th. The large rocket launch site in particular has been off limits to authorized personnel since the previous launch 4 years ago. The restricted area is sanctioned off behind an imposing gate. There's security guards stationed nearby 24/7, but try to sneak in, I'll probably get arrested and sent straight to the cops. The microbus we're riding in stops right in front of the gate. So while we're here this early on Sunday, Aka's order, she made us get on a Jackson microbus and we rode it straight to the site of the H2 replica. Our driver is the Chief Lieutenant SC himself, who took his day off just to lend a hand, talking about getting the VIP treatment. Gate greets us immediately as we get off the bus. We can make out half a mid-sized rocket launch pad up on a small hill right past the gate, one that was in use during the NASDO days. Just as we begin to wonder why we've been brought so close to a restricted area, Mr. Senemiya parks the bus and guides us towards the white building to the left of the gate, heading in himself. Everyone, over here! Aka waves the 3 of us browsing here as usual inside. I suppress a yawn for the nth time. Have you been here before, Subaru-kun? I actually have.
You know the Space Center has visitor tours every day. We've been doing it for more than a decade now. I went to one back when I was a tyke. This place is actually part of the tour. I've even been inside before. There's a Saki office. Despite being called an office, it was once used to build rockets. There's an actual piece of Firstly use H2 rocket on display now, or at least they're supposed to be.
知ってますよ。
Even I know that.
ツアー参加したことあるんだ。
Done tour before?
ええ、ありま
Yes,
す
I。have.
悪い
Do
で
you
す
have
か。
a problem with that?
いや、そんなこと一言も言ってない
No,
じ
not
ゃ
at
ん。
all. Display now. Man,
相変わらずピリ
you're
ピリ
high
してる
strung as
ね。
ever. Super birds ahead of me.
純ちゃんは
What
来
about
た
you,
ことある？
John? You been here before? She shakes her head weakly. I've never been all the way out here before. She looks pretty down. Come to think of it, she doesn't seem like she's been having much fun at all recently.
Jun-chan さ
Jun-chan, are you? Hey, you two get in here already. Akio loudly calls out to us in the entrance to the building. Oh geez, Madam President is so impatient. I give Juno a light push on the back and we head inside together. The second I stepped into the office, I gasped. It's completely different from when I saw it on the field trip back when I was a kid. The rockets, the engines, all the stuff I thought had been on display here had disappeared without a trace. It's almost completely empty. There's so much space now. The ceiling's insanely high as well, and there's a giant crane hanging from the top. It's the type of crane that can move back and forth along a track.
天井クレーンか
Ceiling crane.
あれ
huh?
が使えれば試作2
Well,
号機の組み
assembling
立てが
prototype
かなり
model
楽に
2
な
a
りま
lot
す
easier.
その通り
Exactly. Akio stands in front of the three of us and puffs out her chest in triumph. Was I always able to look backwards? I don't think so. I think that's only now that I can do that. Let's build a life-size gun build project, prototype model 2, production start date, create by Truth and International Research Club.
そのためにお父さん
That's
じゃなく
exactly
て
why I asked
所
Dad
長さん
or
にここを貸してもらえるよう頼んだ
Sanemiya
の
to lend us the place. She didn't really need to correct herself.
貸し
So we can borrow the
もらえる
entire building? I inquisitively turned to Mr. Sanemiya, who gives me a warm smile and
許
nods.
可が出るまでに少し
Took
時
a
間
little
がかか
while
っ
for
た
us
け
to
れど
get
ね
permission, though. Took a little while for us to get permission,
もち
though.
ろん全て自由に
Yeah, of course.
というわけにはいか
You
ないけ
can't
れ
go
ど
and use everything.
天王寺君も来月
Yoshi
には
Kun should
戻
be
ってくるだ
returning
ろう
next
し
month.
職員の
As
誰
long
か
as you
が
have
監
an
督してい
authorized
る限り
supervision,
問題は
there
ないと
shouldn't
思
be
う
any
よ
problems.
注目
Alright, listen up.
ここでガンツク2を組み立て
So
る
we're gonna build gun build 2.
今回は立たせた状態で組み
This
上
time
げ
we
ていけるん
get
だ
to
よ
work on
す
him
ご
while
いよ
he's
ね
in standing position. Isn't that awesome?
たぎってきた
I'm getting so fired up. Akio's the only one excited. Even Mr. Senemiya smiles more like a grimace than anything.
ってみんなテンション低い
Hey,
よ
what's with this low energy?
ほら内側から湧き
Come
上
on,
が
aren't
る
you
衝
feeling
動み
it?
たい
Aren't you
な
feeling
の
the
ない
crazy
元
impulse
気爆発
bubbling inside you? This huge burst of energy?
別にロボ2号機が完成したわけ
It's
じゃ
not
ない
like
し、
Model 2
ね、
is done yet.
興奮している状況でもあ
It's
り
too
ません
early to get excited.
まあそうだ
Well,
よ
yeah, I
ね
guess you're
そ
right.
の通りかもね
Makes sense. I get what you're trying to say now. Akio begins nodding her head in self-satisfaction for reasons I don't exactly
ま
understand.
だあそこにガンツク2が立った時
You
の
just
光
got,
景
you
が
guys just
思い
can't
浮かばない
envision
でし
Gun
ょ
Build 2 standing there, can you?
だよねガン
Of
バ
course
ム
you
にしろ
can't.
何に
Robot's
しろ
life begins
ロボは
once they
大地に
stand
立っ
on
てから
firm
の始まり
soil,
だも
be
ん
they
ね
gun bum or otherwise.
でもご安心を
Rest assured,
そこはバッチリ完成
I
予想
already
図を
prepared
用
some
意してあるから
spot-on concept art.
完成予想図
Concept art?
あの人もそれさえ見れば
If
こ
that
ういうに
person
違い
saw
ない
it,
よ
I have no doubt that they would say,
見えるぞ私にもロボが見える
I can see the robots.
みんな移動を使って
Everyone, lit up by Ruo. Yeah. What's she going on about all of a
そう
sudden?
したら きっ
Only
と見え
then
るか
will
ら
you see
頑張れるがね。
gun roll. She's saying that if I look through that row, I'll see gun roll. Yes.
どう？
Well, whoa, it's standing right in front of me.
AR?
AR.
そう。
Yep. Tuna appears to her Pokecom only to visibly flinch and step back. Even though she knows it's only AR, she'll still be cowering at the gargantuan robot.
モデルはね、キルバラのものを
We
流用したんだよ。
reused Gunroll's model from Kill Valid. Your idea totally worked, Kai. I suppose it did suggest something like that during our initial planning meeting for Model 2. By using AR, we can forego making it physically look like Gunroll.
フラウボーがなんだかんだ
Even
文句を
though
言
she
いながら
complained while
作ってく
working
れ
on
た
it,
んだ。
Fraubaug came through for us.
仕組みは簡単。
The mechanism is simple. All I did was apply a special AR marker to where Gunville 2 will be standing.
これで組み立て中でも完成版の頑張れるが見られるみたいな。
This way, even if we're in the middle of construction, we can see the complete Gunroll whenever we want.
ガンツク2が完成した
Once
暁には
Gunville 2 is
手足
complete,
の動き
I
にも
plan
き
to have
ちんと連
AR
動した
markers
AR
that
マ
will
ーカ
sync
ーを
with
用意する
limb
つもりだけ
movement.
ど、とりあえずってことで
But this will do for now.
完成したらこれぐらいの高さになるよ。
I'll have a good idea of
直
how
感的
tall
に
it
わ
will
か
be
る
once
し、
he's finished too.
寸法は現実の数
Its
値を反
dimensions
映させ
reflect
て
the
るの。
life-size
だから
dimensions,
AR
even
だ
though
け
it's
ど
AR.
高さは
It's
8メー
set
トル
to a
ぐらい
height
に設定
of
してあ
about
る。
8 meters.
真下に行ったら見上げ
Right
たり
under
し
him,
ない
as long
限
as
り
you don't look up,
足
you
しか
won't
見
be
え
able
な
to
い
see
よ。
anything but his legs.
どう？雰囲気は出てるよね。
Has a heck of a presence, doesn't it?
これは私も驚いたよ。
I'm quite
面白いこ
impressed.
とを考えるものだとね。
What fascinating idea.
あくまで雰囲気だけですがね。
It does have some presence to it, but nothing else.
手厳しいね、スバルくん。
Pretty hard, Subaru-kun.
そうだよ。
Right? Likely because she didn't receive the praise she was looking for at Akio Pout.
いつもクールぶっちゃって、そんなにカッコつけたい
I'm
の？
always so stoic. You trying to act cool or something?
かっこつけて
I'm
なんか
not
いませんよ。
trying to act cool.
それとも何か焦ってるとか？
Okay, then why are you nervous?
だって設計図だっ
That's
て
because
だ
we're
いぶ
so
大
close
詰めま
to
で来てるじゃ
finishing the
ん。
blueprints.
前の話し合いで保留だ
Well,
った
we
部
solved
分も
most of the issues
ほぼ
put on
固まっ
hold
た
from
し、
our first meeting.
天王寺さんからも
On top of
追
that,
加予
Noji-san
算出せ
called
そう
to
って
let us know
連
that
絡
we
来
should
た
be
し。
getting some extra funding. Oh, really? It's not like Jack's gonna be so generous. Never felt like they expected that much from us. Must be overestimating us or something. Irritated Akiho's words, Subaru shakes his head from side to
あ
side.
の大きさのロボを作るには
6 months is not
半
enough
年は
to make a
短すぎるんで
robot
す。
of that size.
それなのに
Even if we
まだ
ignore
設
that,
計
we're
段階
still
でつま
stuck
ず
in
いてい
the
るわけ
design
で
phase.
特にずっと懸案にな
Having
って
to
い
come
る
with a
駆動
valid
システムについ
solution
て
for the drive
は有効な
system.
打開策が何もないん
Been
です
an issue since the beginning.
電動制御式モーター
An
にすべきか、
electrically
油
controlled
圧式モーター
motor
にすべきか。
or a hydraulic motor, right? Or a monoball.
現実的には油圧式がベスト
Hydraulic
なん
would
です
be
が
ideal. It would be
コストがバカ高くな
ridiculously
る
expensive.
回
The
路の制
circuit
御が
control
素人
alone
が
would
簡
be
単にできるものじゃ
impossible
ない
for an amateur.
半年で完成させるためには
In order to complete in 6
重機メ
months,
ーカーの専門家
we'd
でも
have to
連
get
れ
an
てこない
expert in heavy machinery,
うん
like the dock.
それは
Yeah, I already know all that stuff. The issue was brought up during the meeting with Naya-san. In other words, they've made no progress since then.
電動制御式だとガン
It's
ツク1
obvious
みた
that
い
an
に
electrically
パワ
controlled
ーと電
motor
力
won't
が
have
足りな
enough
くなる
power
の
or
は目に見
energy,
えてるし、
just like at Gun Build 1.
逆に言えば、それ以
What
外
other
の部分
side?
はほ
Have
ぼ
you
決まっ
decided
た
on
わけ。
everything else?
決まった。
We have.
ざっと言うと素材は鉄製で決定。
We decided on steel, mainly because it's cheap and durable.
あと加工もしやすいし。
It's also easy to manufacture.
デメリットは重量があることで
The only
す
drawback is its weight.
だからこそ駆動
This
シ
is
ステムが
exactly
重要
why
に
the
なって
drive
くる
system is so important.
プログラムは結局、コ
Alright.
ナちゃんやってくれるって
And。we're able to get Kona-chan to agree to do the
他
programming.
にいないもん。
There's no one else who can. I'll keep chipping away at her until she gives. So that means it's still up in the air, doesn't it? Is that gonna work out?
僕も一応プログラムはできます
I can also program more or less. It would be undoubtedly taking more than 6 months.
じゃあ、俺にとっ
Alright
て
then,
一番
what
重
about the
要
control
な操
system
縦
and
方
power
法の電
source?
源
As far as I'm concerned, those are the most important parts. Vince Archie and Chuck and Herbert expression is still downcast.
操縦方法は遠隔操縦で確定です。
It'll be remote controlled. Excellent. I do a mini fist pump. At least I watch worry about dying again like I did with Model
電
1.
源はレーザー光方式
We'll
プ
be using
ラ
a
ス
laser
ベビ
beam
ー
and batteries to power it.
僕がレーザー光方式の
I
電
know a
源を販売してい
manufacturer
る
who
メーカ
sells
ーさん
laser
と知
power
り合いでね。
sources.
だからいわゆるお友達
I'm
価格
currently
で譲って
negotiating
も
with
らえ
him
な
to
い
see
か
if
と
we can get one of
今
those
交渉してい
friendly
るところだよ。
discounts on one. Good work, Chief.
CFRP もなんとか手に
I
入れ
think
ら
we
れそう
somehow managed to get our hands on
Kanari
some CFRP too. I think it's gonna be pricey though.
スペースアメ車のスポ
Space
ンサ
Candy
ー
has
継続が
agreed
決
to
まったおかげ
continue
で
our
なんとか
sponsorship,
予
so
算
we'll
内に
manage
収
to
ま
stay
る
within budget.
はず
I hope.
配線やらの細かい設計は
Detailed
市
design
販の
work,
ホビーロボ
such
を
as
参考に
wiring,
で
can
き
be
るので
referenced from
かなり簡略
commercial
化でき
hobby
ると
robots. We can simplify that task a fair degree.
もちろん高さも重量も桁違いなのでまんま一緒というわけにはいきません
Of
が
course, the size and weight will be a lot larger, so it won't be a copy-paste operation. I see, so the only thing that's left to decide on is the drive system,
駆
huh?
動システムのことは
If
で
possible,
き
I'd
れ
like
ば
to talk
僕
to
に相
Doc
談してみ
about
た
the
いな
drive system,
ものの
and
こと
also
も
the
含めて
mono
さ
doobly. Still hasn't given up on trying to use the monopoles, huh? Incidentally, I've been able to tend to my job adjusting the antenna. School's been keeping me busy in the mornings. In other words, there's probably a bunch of monopoles all over the park by now, so I haven't found a valid solution to the issue. It's only a matter of time before someone else finds out about
う
them.
ちはロボクリニックを出禁
I'm
になっ
banned
ちゃっ
from
て
the
るけど
robot clinic, but
例えばスバルとジュンの2人で
well,
ど
Super
こに
and June
話を
went to go double team him.
そういえばジュンさっき
By
か
the
ら
way,
ず
June,
っと
you've
浮か
been
ない
looking
顔し
pretty
てるけど
down for a while
どう
now.
かした
Are you okay?
あの
June hangs her head low and bites her lip. Maybe there's something she can't say out loud. Now that I think about it, she was trying to tell me something outside the building earlier. Oh, she's afraid of the big robot? She's been like this all day. Is there something bothering her?
何何言いたいことあっ
What's
たら
up? If you have
遠慮
something
せずに
to
何で
say,
も言
don't
ってよ
hesitate to tell me. Let it all out.
ほらうちらは同じロボ部員仲間
Well,
なんだ
Royal
よ
Robot Club members are a team, right? Shuna lets out a soft sign too and lifts her face. She points an inquiring gaze at each of
あ
us.
のこんな時に
I know this might not be
こんなところ
the
で
right time
言うことじゃないのは
or place
分かってるんだけど
but
タイミング
I didn't
なくて
know when to say
だ
it,
から
so
えっと
sorry.
言うけど
Well, I'll say it now.
ごめんねいきなり謝られても
What's with all
困っ
the
ちゃうの
apologizing?
何
I
かな
okay, what is it?
私 ロボ部をやめ
I want to quit. Oh, she wants to quit? Sounds like phone begins to ring, cutting her off mid-sentence. Sound echoes through the spacious room. I glance at my Pokemon, but it's not coming from me. Oculus Super is sending me all check your Pokecoms, but
私です
oh, it's me. I'm sorry. Juno apologetically turns her back to us and answers the
Hi.
call. Hello?
あ
Oh, Grandpa.
Oji-chan.
Yeah,
うん
I'm a little,
今ちょ
no,
っ
I'm having an important talk
とみんなと
with everyone
大事な
right
話
now.
をしてて
Huh?
何
What? His face turns pale.
それ
What?
本
Really?
当いつ
When?
うん
Oh,
わ
yeah,
かった
yeah. Okay.
うん
I'm
大丈夫
okay. Yeah.
はい
She finally ends her call in total daze.
ジュン何か
June,
あ
did
ったの
something happen? June slowly turns back towards us.
その
Her face is completely devoid of emotion. It's like her head is completely blank.
藤田のおじいちゃんが
Grandpa Fujita
倒れたみたい。
collapsed. What? Everything freezes for a moment. Heavy silence descends upon this large empty room. It takes a moment for us to realize who she was talking about. After all, we always just refer to him
ど
as
こが
Doc? That's it, Doc. Juno's perspective, August 15th. I got out of the car that Dad was driving. I swallowed back my breath. Last time I came here was 11 years ago. After hearing that Grandpa Fujita had collapsed, my family sent a taxi to take me from the Space Center to the hospital. He hadn't regained consciousness yet, so there wasn't much I could do. I told my brother to stay and watch the house. Dad and I decided to come here to grab a change of clothes for Grandpa for the time being. I watched Dad's back disappear into the shop while standing in place right where I got out of the car. I can't move forward. My knees are shaking. My legs won't move. I'm about to burst into tears. My heart is hammering much faster than usual. My back starts to uncomfortably sweat. And then, there's a suffocating pressure in my chest. I tell myself to breathe deeply. What were all these years of karate training for? I focus on my navel center. As long as I repeatedly take deep breaths, I regain my composure. I can't do this. This can't be happening. It's actually getting even harder for me to breathe. It's as if I'm standing at the top of Mount Myanmar. No matter how hard I try to breathe, the air doesn't fill my lungs. Unable to bear, I clutch my chest, close my eyes in pain. The events of 11 years ago all come flooding back to me. Memories I've been so desperately trying to suppress for years, but now, it's like they're coiling around my consciousness. I try to shake away the memories, but they refuse to leave me alone. They spin around endlessly in my mind. It was a hot summer day. I just entered elementary school. My teacher, Grandpa Daitoku, took me to visit the robot clinic. I was exploring the shop all by myself, and I wandered into a pitch-dark storage room. To this day, I don't remember how I ended up in there. I just remember that it was really quiet and hot inside. There were lots of robots sitting next to each other. From younger me's perspective, they looked gigantic. Their arms and legs were super thick, their eyes large and bulging. They were completely still, but seemed like they could start moving at any time. It felt like they were all watching me with their big eyes. It wasn't my first time seeing these robots. I've been to the robot clinic tons of times and knew them all too well. But seeing them sit silently in a dark room, they were like completely different robots. I wanted to run out of the room before I knew it. I was lost deep inside the dark space. I couldn't find the exit. I tried calling out Grandpa's name over and over with as big of a voice as I could muster, but no matter how loud I screamed, nobody came for me. I wandered throughout the pitch-dark storage room. On the brink of tears, I tripped over something and fell down hard. Ended up crashing into a robot's foot. And then... Hello. My name is Yoshiro. I am everyone's robot friend. Girl's eyes and mouth flashed eerily. Hey, let's shake hands. Nice to meet you. I was thrown into a panic by the suddenness of the voice. I hastily tried to escape, but that was my undoing. The robot, ooh, she's bleeding. The robot toppled down on top of me. It was tremendously heavy. I was only 7. No matter how hard I tried it wouldn't budge a single inch. Hello, my name is Yoshiro. The robot repeated itself endlessly in front of my eyes, its own eyes flashing as it painfully crushed me. Help me. I could taste the blood rising from the back of my throat. I was crying violently, but pressure on my chest kept my voice muffled. I am everyone's robot friend. Help me. Grandpa. Nice to meet you.
重いよ。
It's too heavy.
こんにちは。
Hello.
僕の名前は
My name is Yoshiro. Help. I honestly don't know how long I was stuck crying under the weight of the robot. In my mind, I felt like I was stuck for hours upon hours. Nobody came to rescue me. I was alone with the robot that just kept repeating itself over and over again. You're not my friend, I screamed inside my mind over and over again. By the time the light shone into the room and voices came with it, I thought no one was coming for me anymore, and I was about to give up completely. In a hazy state, I recognized my grandpa and some others as they burst into the room. I don't know if I tried to call for help again. The first thing I saw through my distorted, teary vision was Grandpa Fujita's livid expression. You idiot! What the hell were you thinking? What have you done? What have you... He's more concerned about the robot than her? I hadn't been to the clinic since then. I couldn't. I was too scared. Scared of robots. Scared of Grandpa Fujita. Even though 11 years have passed in the end, I still can't bring myself to step foot inside the robot clinic. Trembling, I cower in the passenger seat until Dad comes back with Grandpa's stuff. I wonder if the reason Fujita was so concerned about the robot over his own granddaughter was because those robots are actually like people somehow, like their consciousness. I don't know. Navel Center. In traditional Eastern medicine is a spot located 5 to 10 centimeters above the navel. It's an important area where the body, spirit, and energy gathers. Mount Miyanoura, tallest point in Kyushu, towering in central Yakushima. The peak rests at an elevation 1,936 meters. In 1993, the forest surrounding Mount Miyanoura, with naturally growing Yakasugi trees, were registered as World Heritage Site. Next day, Akira got on the call the doc had woken up. For whatever reason, she decided to drag me out to go see him too. Just because he's awake doesn't mean he's recovered. Besides, we're just customers, we're not family. We'll probably just be upsetting him by showing up unannounced. So I had to wait in the lobby and let Akio go in without me. Considering today's a holiday, there aren't many people in the lobby. An older man, likely a patient, is sitting down reading a newspaper. There's one other person. Tsuna is sitting down, a grave expression on her face. As soon as she sees us, she gets up to greet us.
June, 具合は?
How are you feeling, June?
気がついたんでしょ?
Doc is up, right?
朝には
Yeah,
その
seems like he
目
woke
が
up
覚めたみたい。
this morning.
それでさっき
He
集
got
中治療
transferred
室から
from the ICU
病室に
to
移
a
され
hospital
た
room
って
earlier.
先生がそう
That's
言
what
っ
the
てた。
doctor told me.
ずっとつきっきりだったの？
Were you with him the entire time?
そんなんじゃ。
No, not really. For some reason, Juna shakes her head from side to side, flustered.
私も
I only just
つい
got
さ
here
っき
a minute
来た
ago.
ところで
Like you guys.
どんな様子だった？
How did he look? She hangs her head.
顔は合わせてないから。
I haven't seen him yet.
わざわざ来たのに？
Huh? Didn't you come here just to see him?
あ、そっか。
Oh, right. Akio seems to have remembered. Juna made it clear in the past that she was scared of Doc. Back when Akio tried to invite Juna along to the robot clinic, she immediately refused. She's here because she's family, but still not easy for her to see him face to face.
今は私のお父さんが
Dad is getting the details from the doctor right
聞いて
now.
て。
アキちゃん、やっぱりさ、
Akio-chan
今日のところは
really
引き返
should
そう
head
よ。
home for today.
俺たちそこまでドクと親しいわ
Not
け
even
でも
that
ない
close
し、
to Doc anyway.
むしろいきなり押しか
Probably
けたら
freak out if
こう
he
も
came
驚いちゃう
barging
じゃ
in
ん。
unannounced.
分相応ってやつ？俺たちの立場的にあと 2,3 日は
Should
様
we
子
wait
見る
2 or
べきだ
3
と
days
思
to
う
see
よ。
how things go
お見
before
舞い
we
に行くに
try
して
and
もね。
visit?
かい、冷たい。
Hi, that's cold. Aki upset with me, puffs out her cheeks.
ドクには
We
ガン
owe
ストワ
Doc a
ンの
lot
時
from
に
back
散
when
々
we
お世
were
話になった
working
んだ
on
よ。
Gun Build 1.
ドクがいなかったら
If it
歩くこ
wasn't
と
for
すら
Doc,
でき
he
なかっ
wouldn't
たんだ
have
から。
even walked.
それにこれか
Top
ら
of
も
that, I
たくさ
plan
ん
on
アド
getting
バイ
lots
スして
more
もらい
advice
たい
for
の。
him going forward.
だからそういう冷たいこと言っちゃ
Stop
ダ
being so
メ。
cold.
ジュンだっていつまで
You
も
too,
逃げて
June.
たらよくな
You
い
can't
よ。
keep running away.
このまま顔合
Do you
わせ
plan
な
on
いつ
never
も
seeing
り。
him again?
でも
But
でもじゃない。
no buts.
病室に移されたなら面
If you
会
have
も
been
でき
transferred
る
to
っ
a
てこ
hospital
とだ
room,
ろう
that
し。
means we can go see it.
とにかくみんなで病室
So
まで
let's all
行こ
go
う。
together then. Akio grabs Juna's hand, then mine begins to drag us behind her at a brisk pace.
あきほちゃん待って。
Akio, John, wait.
せめて顔だけでも見て無事でよかったって
Until I at
声
least
か
see
け
his
たい
face
の。
and tell him that I'm glad he's okay.
ジュンはどう？
What about you, June?
私は
Juna struggles to find her words. Granted, it doesn't seem like Akio ever planned on hearing her response.
とにかく行こう。
At any rate, let's go. Declaring this, she resumes her march forward. I could protest, but I want to make a scene in a hospital. Guess I have no choice. I'll poke my head in for a second and then leave. Hopefully that'll be enough for Akio.
あきほちゃん。ちなみに
That's where the examination
そっ
rooms
ちは
are.
診察室なんかがある方で。
Juna points in the opposite direction of where Akio is walking.
病室があるのは上の
The
階
hospital rooms are
なんだ
upstairs.
けど。
Akio stops in her tracks.
認めたくないものだ
No
な。
one likes to admit it to them, to the mistakes they've made because of their youth.
いや認めなよ。
Please just admit to it. Doc's room is in the very back of the third floor. A piece of paper with the name Fujita written on it is attached to the wall by the door. Through the frosted glass, we can see the lights on the inside.
とりあえ
Aki-chan,
ずそのブルーレ
can
イ
you
し
put
まっ
away
て
the Blu-ray?
え？
Huh? Much to my bewilderment, Akio pulled a gunful of Blu-ray from her bag.
だってこれお見舞い品。
It's a get well soon gift.
ガンバレルの51話が
It has
収録
episode
されてる
51
の。
of Gunvoral
こ
on
の
it.
話を見るとね、
If I watch this one, I always get filled with energy.
だからドクにも
So Doc would
いいからしまいなっ
just
て
put it away. Akio proudly shoves it back in her bag. June's face is turning pale. She's clearly pushing herself too hard.
ジュン
June,
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
やっぱり戻る
Do you want to go back? I has noticed Juna's current conditions. He's backed off a bit, hence giving her the option to leave. Yet surprisingly, Juna shakes her head weakly.
とにかく一度
I have to see
顔
him
だけ
at least
出さなきゃ。
once.
孫娘なんだし。
I'm his granddaughter after all.
ジュン
June. Juna takes a step forward, her expression stiff. She stands in front of the door. She gazes at us as if to ask, should I knock? Akio silently nods. Juna takes a deep breath and knocks.
はい。
Yes? Much to our surprise, the woman's voice responds. It must be the nurse. Juna hesitates and turns to us. Unsure of what to do.
とりあえず名乗って。
Just say your name.
あの
I,
私おじいちゃん
I'm
藤田の
Grandpa
おじいちゃんの
Fujita's daughter,
娘じゃ
her
なくて
granddaughter,
孫のジュンナで
Juna. Why would she freeze up there? At this point, we look like a bunch of suspicious weirdos. There's no response from inside the room. Maybe they didn't hear us? Juna seems to have the same idea, so she grabs the handle of the sliding door and slightly opens it.
帰ってもらってくれ。
Have them leave. It's Doc. I can hear him perfectly clear. Juna is frozen with her hand still on the handle. I can sense somebody moving around inside the room. Door slides open and nurse appears.
ごめんなさい。
I'm
藤田
sorry,
さんまだ
Fuji's
面
son
会で
isn't
きる
well
状
enough
態じゃない
for
の。
visitors yet.
せっかく来てくれて申し
I'm
訳
deeply
ないんだ。
sorry you've come all this
今日
way.
のところはお
I'm
引き
afraid
取り
I'm
して
going
も
to
ら
have
って
to
も
ask
い
you
い
to
かし
leave
ら。
for today.
は
Okay. Shuna bows slightly, your head still hanging down, and walks back the way we came. Akio stares at the door, dissatisfied. I give her back a light shove. After laying at a big sigh, she finally follows after Juna. She threw us return to the lobby, Akio agitated, and Juna even more dejected than before. They were come across Subaru. He must have gotten here.
もうお見舞いは済んだんですか？
Have you already seen him?
スバル君もわざわざ来たの？
Did you come see him too?
部長に呼ばれたんですよ。
Press called me over.
常識的
Although
に
common
まだ
sense would
早
say
いだろう。
that's too early to visit. Yeah, you're right about that.
どうかしたんですか？
What's the matter?
とりあえずだよ。
Let's step outside for a sec. Once outside, we explain the situation to Subaru. Ah, so this is the point at the hospital. Glad the doctor's okay. Jeez, that surprised me. Let's go visit him. Hey, everyone, today's respect for the elderly day. I respect those who respect their elders. Grandpas and grandmas will be very happy just seeing your faces. Perfect gift would be offer them a massage. Let's put into action, I promise, Mr. Pleiades. Showed the first Osaki office to the members of the local robot research club. For the proposal of wanting to create a giant robot to the efforts of our young worker T-Kun. We were able to get an approval from HQ. Since TNSG currently has no plans to launch a rocket, we would like to provide more opportunities to young kids like this. Oh, were they happy about it? It was charming to see my daughter's come at me face. What's this side of you? Okay.
面会謝絶。
So visitors were allowed. Oh no, he
CoZ
just refused to see you all.
あまり病状が良くないのかも
Perhaps
しれ
he's
ません
not
ね。
doing as well as we thought.
まさか純の面会ま
I
で
just
断
can't
る
believe
なん
he
て
refused to see June too.
てっきりドクは純に会いたいものだとばっ
I
かり
thought
思
for
っ
sure
て
that
た
Doc would have wanted to see his granddaughter. Aki-chan, you really shouldn't say stuff like that right in front of her.
別に純ちゃんだか
It's
ら
like
拒
he
絶したわけでも
specifically
ないでしょ。
refused to see us because of June-chan. I mean, I guess it kind of sounded like he did, but I
し
digress.
ばらくしてドクの
Let's
体
wait a
調が
little
落
bit
ち着
for
いたら
Doc to get
改め
better,
て見舞いに来れ
and
ば
I'll
いい
come
さ。
visit him again later.
その時には会ってくれるって。
I'm sure he'll be willing to see us then.
大徳先輩、ドクはどうして倒れたんです
caused
か？
Doc to collapse before?
病状は？
What's his condition?
大徳先輩。
Itoki senpai. Suru's question brings Juna back to her senses and quickly answers.
詳しくはお父さんが話を聞
Dad
いて
heard
て
all the details.
それで少しだけ私が聞かされ
From
た
what
の
little I
は
heard.
狭心症なん
He had
だ
a
って
heart attack?
もしかしたら
Dad
手
said he
術が
might
必
need
要か
to
も
have surgery.
手術するとなると
If he needs surgery,
島にあ
none of
る
the
病院
hospitals
じゃ
on
無
this island
理
will be able to do it.
となると、
Which means the robot
しばらく
clinic
ロボ
is
クリニッ
going
ク
to
は
be
休業ですか
closed
ね。
for a while.
さあ
Oh, well,
どうかな
I wouldn't know.
こんなことを今言う
I
の
know
は
this
不
really
謹
isn't the
慎
right
か
time
も
to
し
say
れない
something
け
like
ど
this, but
ガンツク2を作る上
it's
で
going to be tough
Robo
not having
clinic が
access
使え
to
な
the
くなる
robot
のは
clinic
かな
during
り
Gunbill
痛いかも。
2's production.
なんだかんだでドクは
Doc was
融通
really
を聞かせてくれたからこっ
He
ちの
went
無
to
茶
the
なお
moon
願い
and
で
back
も
to get
聞
us
いて
what
く
we
れたし
needed.
でも部長、
But Prez,
この
weren't
前
you just
出禁にな
banned
った
from
じゃな
there
いで
not
すか。
too long ago?
それは今言うことじゃな
Don't
い
bring
でし
that
ょ
up right now.
2号機を作ること、
Wasn't
ド
Doc
クには反
opposed
対
to
さ
the
れたんですよ。
construction of Gunbill 2?
だったら、どっちにしろ
That's
ロ
the
ボクリニ
case.
ックが使えな
We
かっ
wouldn't
た。
have been able to utilize
これ
the
を機会
clinic
に
anyway.
他の方法を検
We
討す
need
べ
to
きだ
look
と
into
思いま
other
す。
options.
そもそもアキちゃんいつもぼやい
Weren't
て
you
たじゃん。
always grumbling
ド
and
クは偏
complaining
屈じいさ
about
んだ
Doc
とか、
and
金
how
に
he's
がめつい
stingy
と
and
か。
stubborn and
だから
Okay, okay,
ジュンがいる前
stop
でそういう
mentioning
ことを
all
今
of
言わ
this
ない
in
で
front
よ
of June.
別に
Uh,
私は
I don't really mind
全然
at all.
平気って
But you looked like you were having a really hard time earlier.
本当に平気だから
I'm okay, really. Just while so weak that I can feel a heart shattered into pieces.
もともと藤田のおじいちゃんとは
Didn't really stay in contact to
疎
begin
遠だっ
with.
たし
So,
で私
wait,
何言ってるん
what
だ
am I saying? Junik is surprised by her own words, shuts herself down completely. Silence. An awkward silence hangs in the air. Then Akio breaks through it all.
うちねドクのアド
Doc's
バイスに
advice
は
really
すごく
helped
助けられたん
me
だよ
out. Akio grasps Juna's hand and speaks to her.
偏屈だけど
He might be
では確
stubborn,
かな
but
の
his skills are unquestionable.
それにねどこほ
Plus,
ど
I don't
ロ
know
ボット
anyone
を作
else
ること
who's
に
more
真摯に向き合っ
devoted
てる人
to
は
building
いないと思う
robots than Doc.
うちもびっくりしたもん
I
ガ
was
ン
really
ツクワン
surprised
へ
by
の
how
入れ込み
attached
方
he
とか
was to Gun Build 1.
お姉ちゃんが設計して
He was
ロボ
really
部で作って
passionate
きた
about
ロ
the
ボに
robot
そ
Big
こまでま
Sis
っすぐ向
design,
き合ってくれてるん
designed
だっ
and
て
built with the club.
本当に嬉しかった
And that made me super happy.
だからドクには早く良くなっ
That's
て
why I wanted to
またロボ
recover
クリニック
soon
を
and
再開して
reopen
ほ
the
しいの
robot clinic.
ガンツク2のことは
And
置い
that's
といたと
completely
しても
separate from the Gun Build 2 stuff.
アキちゃんはそれでもできんだけ
You're
ど
still
ね
banned though, Aki-chan.
こんにゃ
Big jerk. Akio turns to me and violently ruffles up my hair. Gosh, you did it again.
ろいちいち現実を突
Stop
きつ
bringing
け
up all
ない
these
で
hurtful truths one by one. Successfully escaped from Akio's aggressive assault. I'm concerned about Juna. She said that they're not in contact. She looks like she's in a lot of pain from everything that happened today. What? You visited Doc yesterday?
おお、行ってきたぜ。
Yep, sure did. He responds nonchalantly, digs into his pork cutlet lunch. I can't help but mutter over the words of that person, forgetting that I'm in the faculty
はっ
room.
きり言う
He's
気
very
に食わん
frank.
な
I don't appreciate it.
いいか、瀬宮
Listen
妹。
here, little
覚えとけ。
Senomiya.
情報の伝達速度ってもんは
In this
この高度情
information-driven
報化社会
society,
に
the
なった
speed
と
of
ころでちっ
communication
とも変わら
hasn't
ね
changed one
え。これ
bit.
豆知識だ。
That's a pro tip.
意味わかんないよ
What's that supposed to mean?
お前ら毒が倒れたこと知ってたくせによ
There's no bother to tell me
先生に一言も
that
報
Doc
告なかったろう
collapsed,
が
did you?
おかげで昨日になっちまったんだ
That's why I went
結
yesterday to
局の
see.
ところ
The end
人
of the
災
day,
ってことだな
it's a
ヒュー
man-made
マンエラ
disaster,
ーわかる
human
か
error, got it? I really don't. You're telling me he's sulking because he was left out? That's
ミ
ridiculous.
ッチーに教えなかったのはわざと
I didn't tell you on purpose,
だ
Michi.
ってミッチ
I
ー
mean,
ロボクリニ
you're
ックの
banned
部
from the
品になっ
robot
てるじゃん
clinic, right? 2 years ago, back when I was first enrolled here, Michi came on as a teacher at about the same time. He joined the robotics club, and Michi became its advisor. It wasn't then that the other members told Kai and I with pale expressions on their faces. The robotics club code of conduct. There's only one rule, it's extremely clear. Don't let Michi anywhere near the robot clinic. Apparently Doc and Michi are on hyper bad terms. When Michi was on the first gen president of the club, he had a huge fight with Doc and got banned from the premises. If we put those two face to face, the robot clinic would turn into a bloodbath. Kai and I have tried so hard to follow the rules that have been laid down for us.
まさかミッチー
Don't tell me you took advantage of Doc's frail state to go and take your revenge or something.
最低
You're such a
うちは
jerk.
ドクに味方させ
I'm
て
on
もらうか
Doc's
らね
side. Evil
悪
shall
は正
perish
義によって
under
滅ぼ
the
されちゃえ
hand
ば
of
いいんだ
justice.
おいおい散
Hey,
々な
hey,
言わ
slow
れよう
down
だな
there. Well,
あながち間違っち
you're not completely wrong.
あとなおい先生のこと
You know what?
ミッチーと呼ぶ
Stop
な
calling me
何と
Mitchie.
言えばわ
How
かる
many
んだ
times do I have to tell you?
だってミッチーだって背
You
の
call
に
me
妹
Lil
って
Senemi
呼
all
ぶじ
the
ゃん
time, Mitchie.
そ
Whatever.
もそもロボクリを敵に
Look,
なっ
it's
たの
not
だ
my
ってな
fault I got
先生
banned
には
from
何の落ち度も
the
ねえんだぞ
robot clinic.
いやいや
That's not what I heard.
だってミッチーがロボクリ
Didn't
ニ
Doc
ッ
get
クの
mad
中
at
に
you?
積まれてるスクラップ
Because he
を洗
called
っ
the
たって言った
scrap
から
that was
どこが
stacked
怒って
behind
喧嘩になっ
the
たんで
clinic
しょ
junk.
はあ
Mitchie rolls his eyes dramatically and stabs his rice covered chopsticks at me. You.
いいか、そんなデタラメ言ったやつを今すぐここに
You
連れ
better
てこ
bring
い。
whoever's
先生
spreading
が
that
説教して
BS
や
to
る。
me right now. I'll teach him a lesson.
ロボ部に代
The
々
tales
受け
been
継がれ
passed
てき
down
た
for
話だも
generations,
ん。
generations, the Robotics Club.
デタラメだっつってんだ。
I'm saying it's BS. Richie caused a sour plum in his mouth and an annoyed expression on his face.
ガラクタをガラクタって呼んだって。
Doc ain't the type of guy to get upset calling junk what it is. It's a tip from me to you.
先生が敵になったのは開かずの倉庫
The
に
reason I
偶
got
然
banned
入っ
is
ちまっ
because
た
I
せいだ。
happened to go into his forbidden storage space.
そうなの？
Wait, really? Isn't that where June wandered and got lost when she was really young?
そこロボットがたくさ
Were
ん
there a
並んで
bunch
た
of robots in there?
う
Yeah.
ん、なんつうかな
How do you put it?
昭和っぽいっていうのか。
Old
ブリキのロボッ
fashioned.
トのおもちゃ知ってる
Those
か。
old tin
あんな
robot
デザイン
toys?
でな。
They're like that.
薄暗い倉庫の
There
中
were
に
10 of them lined up
10
beside
近
each
く
other in
並ん
that
で
musty
放り
storage
かぶってや
area.
るんだ。
They're all covered in dust. Is it really the same place that June got lost in?
で、わざと忍び込んだわけじゃねえ
It's
の
not
に。
like I went in there
ど
on
このやつ
purpose.
すんげえキレ
The
が出し
doc
て
got
な。
pissed anyway.
以来でき
I
ず。
have been banned ever since.
先生はちゃんと
I
謝
should
ったし、
apologize over
故意
and
で
over
も
and
ねえって
explain
何度
that
も
I
説
didn't
明し
mean
たんだ
any
ぜ。
harm, you know.
なのにあのじいさん、
The
全
old
く
man
聞く
refused
耳
to
を
give
持
me
ちゃ
the
しなかっ
time of day.
た。本当に偏屈だよ。
He's real damn stubborn. As Mitchie figuratively spits out his words, he literally spits out a plum seed. Whew. At least cover your mouth for goodness sake.
でも犬猿の仲なのは本当なんだ
It's
よ
true that
ね。
you're on bad terms, right? It was a really good idea for you to go see him then.
面倒を
You
起こ
didn't
さなか
cause
っ
any
た？
trouble, did you? Can't resist bombarding him with questions. It's almost like I'm Mitchie's guardian or something. I wasn't fairly annoyed that Mitchie got to see him when June and I didn't. I mean, it's not like this is a competition, but still.
あのな、先生を何だと思ってんだ。病院
Hey,
で
I'm
暴れ
not
るような
some
バカが
maniac
教
that
師や
makes
れる
a
わけね
scene
えだ
at a
ろ。
hospital.
様子には勝手に入ったから。
I did just kind of barge into his room though.
あのね
Mitchie, seriously?
ミッチーは毒に嫌われ
It
て
makes
当然だ
total
なって
sense why he doesn't
今は
like
っきり
you.
思ったよ。うちなら絶対
If I
に
were
嫌う
him,
もん。
I'd hate you too.
勢いってもんは必要だろうが。これも豆だ。
Sometimes
覚
you
え
need
と
a
け。
little extra punch. That's a pro tip. Got it memorized?
嫌です。
Yeah, no.
っていうかそんなんで
Did you
会
even
話
have
成
an
立した
actual
の？
conversation with him?
当たり前だろうが。
Of course I did.
いまいち信じられ
Why
な
do
い
I find that hard to believe? Alright then, what did you two talk about? She lets out a short sigh and looks off into the distance. The distance, of course, being the final drowning in sauce piece of pork cutlet.
あのじいさん、数年
You
ぶりに
yelled
会
at
っ
me
たっ
once,
つうの
even
に。
though this was
先生
the
に向かって
first
怒鳴
time
るこ
seeing
とす
each
らし
other in years.
拍子投げしちまったさ。ま
It
った
was
く
honestly pretty anticlimactic, if anything.
顔を合わせた最初の一声が。
First thing he said when our eyes met was, oh, it's you.
正直、あんなに弱気
I've
な
never
毒を
seen
見た
Doc
のは
look so
初め
weak
てでな。
before.
先
I
生、少
actually
し
teared
涙が
up
出
a
ちまっ
little bit. Well, he is sick. Probably doesn't have the same energy to
た。
yell.
だから言ってやったわけだ。
But it says
惜しい
like,
人も
look,
なくしました。で
looks like we
な、
lost a real good one. Are you serious? It's not funny.
当然、首でも絞められ
Sure,
る
he's
勢いで
gonna
襲
jump
われ
out
る
of
かと
bed
思っ
and
たんだ
choke me
よ。
or something.
ただ、窓の外を見
So
て
the
た
old
だ
man
け。
just kept looking out the window, completely silent.
あげふに、こんなこと言いや
Then he finally spoke up.
店は畳もうと思って
I'm gonna close up
こ
shop.
れが潮時さ
Now's the right time to do it. Oh, I remember something like that. In the Twippo stuff, I think.
おいおい、毒とも払う人が冗談きつ
Whoa,
い
hey, I
ぜ。
gotta be kidding. You of all people?
昔あんた言ってたじゃねえか。
Don't you remember what you said way back when?
ロボットは人間の友
The
達だ。
robots are the friends
ロ
of
ボクリニックは
mankind.
その友
But the
達を
robot
治
clinic
療
can
でき
only
る
be
場
a
所、
place where you can
友
fix
達
your
を
old
作れる場
friends,
所にしたいっ
but
て。
somewhere you can make new ones as well.
そんな場所にできたのか？できてねえのに
Did you make that
何
happen?
店を畳もうとして
How
んの
could you
だ。
think of closing up shop when you haven't done that yet?
ロボットは友達か
Robots are friends, eh?
そんな風に思ってたこともあったな
I once believed
大
something like that
昔の話だが
a
よ
long, long time ago.
ただの思い上がりだったって
But I
だ
was
けさ
nothing but conceited.
何それ
What? He said that? Robots are humanity's friends. I never thought those words would ever come out of Doc's mouth. I never knew that was how he used to feel either. He's gonna close a robot clinic?
ねえミッチー
Hey, Mitchie,
毒を元気づけるには
what can I do to make Doc feel better?
先生には思いつかねえよ。
I haven't the slightest. He said, clicking his tongue. Ichi tossed the last piece of pork cutlet into his mouth. And he really chokes on it. Uh-oh. Time to save. Where should I save? Save here. Over and over again, the key to getting better at fighting games is repetition. That way you can minimize any misinputs you might make. Doing this for a long enough time can take you pretty far up the leaderboards. I'm ranked number 2 worldwide, even then I still do this, otherwise I wouldn't be able to maintain my rank. My classmates have become increasingly stressed out studying for entrance exams this season. Me, well, instead of attending the exam prep classes, I'm leaning against a giant foot of Model 1 and labbing in KB. Don't get me wrong, I'm a little stressed, a lot stressed actually. I'm definitely going to fail at this rate. Compared to the mentality I had before summer break, I'm a bit more optimistic now. Okay, maybe optimistic is the wrong word, it's more like I've given up. That's why the doctor was saying he needs to have surgery. His voice rings out from behind me while I'm sitting. Old soldiers are in need, huh? I thought I was a tougher old man. So I guess I can have some free-range chicken and sake. Robots are friends, huh? They are. That's why I and Akiho are friends too. Irie doesn't feel like a robot at all. He, like 10 minutes before having a hangar 2-0. Akiho's voice rings out from where I'm sitting. She's been getting me the details on Doc's condition after hearing them from Michi. All while crawling underneath Model 1, continuing her usual work on it. She had said something about wanting to mess with the wiring. Apparently, Doc is saying he doesn't want surgery. Completely drained, he's saying that he doesn't even have the strength to go through with it. I'll just chip at Model 1 bit by bit. Aka's holding true to her word, plus Model 2's assembly still hasn't started yet, so she might just have a lot of time on her hands. This rate, we may hit the point of no return. Doc's mine. Oh, is that right? You're not even listening. Ryukai. Akio crawls out from beneath the robot. Still lying face down on the ground, she looks up at me coldly. I can see it stand up and reach down for her. I'm listening. Up you go. I take her hand and pull her out. It's greasy with oil. Really? You can't play TV like this. Why do you do this to me, Aki-chan? There's no running water at the airports, is gonna suck. Plus some wet wipes in the hangar for times like this. I wonder if there's any left. Cancer with oil is a badge of honor. So says our resident genius, Akio Sanemiya. Yeah, whatever you say. I'm worried about Doc Kai? What's that got to do with my oily hands? Brush off the question and head inside the hangar. Baby wipes there. Wherefore art thou baby wipes? Find some on top of the desk and begin to wipe the hand off. Paying special attention to the fingertips, since KB used a touchscreen. Condition of my fingertips is a major effect on my performance. He's playing with touchscreen? Oh, a call. E-Ray General Store. Hello. This is about the Passion Accord. Oh, it's Mizuka-san. Asked her to look into Doc for me. Yeah, that's right. Once again, choked down the culinary disaster that was the Passion Fruit. I'm on my way. Be there in 5. Roger that. Who is that? June? Akio comes walking into the hangar with her scowl. Nope. Why? She hasn't shown up today either. It doesn't look like she's was at the hospital, so
どこが倒れて
she
結
seemed
構入っ
really
てるみ
down
た
in
い
the
な
dumps about Doc.
心配なんだ
You know, I'm worried about her.
だから俺のところに電話はかかってこない
But
でしょ。
why would she call me?
まあ見かけたら声かけとく
If
よ。
I ever see her around, I'll let you know.
ってどこか行くの
Wait, where are you going?
ちょっと水香さんの店まで
I'm。off to Mizuka's
Money
shop
got
real
to go.
quick. Need anything?
じゃあ新しいスコー
Oh,
ル
then get me another skull. She smiles and checks down the rest of her drink. When I arrive at the store, Juna is sitting on the bench out front. She has a blank expression on her face and a bottle of mineral water in her hands. She notices me, her head uncomfortably lowers even further.
純ちゃん、
Fancy
こんなと
meeting
ころに
you
いるなん
here,
て珍しいね。
Jun-chan.
うん
Yeah.
その部活行かなくてごめんなさい
I'm sorry for skipping club.
別に謝ることなんてないって。俺だって最近はサボってるしね。
There's nothing for you to worry about. I've been ditching a whole lot recently myself.
ちなみに部員が増える前まで
Funnily
も
enough,
これでも
before
皆勤賞だ
headcount
ったんだよ
increased,
ってアピ
I
ー
had
ルしたっ
perfect
て。
attendance. She clearly doesn't care.
アキちゃんが心配してたよ。
Aki-chan is
最
worried
近
about
純
you.
ちゃんが元気ないみ
You
たい
don't
だ。
seem like yourself these days.
ドクのところには行った。
Did you go see Doc? Juna shakes her head softly from side to side in response. Because she still hasn't seen him face to face
病
yet.
院行く勇
It's
気が
real
なく
sad
て
because
落
you
ち
can't
込ん
work
でる
up
っ
the
て
courage
こ
to
と
go to the hospital. Huh?
別に気にしなくていいんじゃない
Don't worry, I get that it
10
must
年
be
以上
tough
疎遠
to
だった親
reconcile
戚
with
と
a
今
relative
更
you
仲良く
haven't
するの
talked to
難しい
in
でしょ。
10 years.
そうじゃ
It's not like that. She smiles sadly once again shakes her head, but this time she's looking up.
藤田のおじいちゃんに
I
申し
do
訳
feel
ないな
bad
って
for Grandpa
思うけど
Fujita,
そのことはそこまで
but that's not what's been
引きずってるわけじゃなくて
bothering
じゃあこの前宇宙
So
セ
is it
ンターで
related
俺
to
た
what
ち
you
が
tried
言い
to
かけ
tell
た
us
こと
at
も
the
関係
space
してる。
center?
うん
Yeah,
当た
I
り
think Mr. lifelessly at the water, rocking back and forth inside the bottles in her hand.
私ロボ
I've
部
been thinking about
やめようかなって
quitting the robotics
思ってて
club.
おっとそう
Oh,
き
so
たか。
that's what this is about. Can't say I saw that coming.
でね思ったの
I've just been thinking,
私って空っぽだな
completely hollow.
何やってもダメダメ
I
だし
can't do anything right.
そんな風にいろいろ考えてた
Thoughts like
ら
that drag me down further
落ち込んで
and
きちゃって
further.
はあ
Sigh. This is pretty serious. Well, that doesn't mean I can't try and lend a hand. What I do know is that it'd be an issue she'd quit the club. Trina already has a role to fill in the robotics club after all. We're short-handed and running out of time as it is. If somebody dropped out now, it'd be a huge blow to Akiho.
弱った。
That's not good.
とりあえずさ、ドクに
Hey,
関す
we're
る
all
とって
interested
お
in
きの情
hearing
報
some
に興
info
味ある
about
なら
Hawk.
中に入りなよ。
You should come with me. Trina looks puzzled. Not surprising.
種子島随一
You
の
know
情
that the
報屋
best
さんがこ
information
こに
broker to
は
ever reach Tanegashima is right inside the store.
お褒めに預かりどうも。
Thanks for the kind words. Tanegashima's top information broker stares me down as I enter her
な
shop.
のになんで俺は睨まれてい
So
る
am
の
I still
や
getting the death stare
Yo,
of my ever
綺麗な
radiant
Mizuka-san.
Mizuka-san?
カイは男なのに口は軽いみたいだって
I'm just reminded of how much
数
you
秒
look-
前に気づか
You
され
like to
たところ
gossip
なの
despite
さ。
being a guy.
あんまりベラベラ喋るんじ
Keep
ゃない
your
って
mouth
ことだよ
shut. Is what I'm saying.
私の信用に関
I've
わ
got
る
a
んだ
reputation to maintain.
いや、つい。
Sorry, I just slipped. Trina then enters the shop with a nervous look on her face.
いらっしゃい。
Welcome. Trina give a quick bow. Susan's gentle smile towards Trina is a complete 180 compared to her attitude towards me.
で、水香さん、情
Anyway,
報手に入ったん
Mizuka-san,
で
you
しょ
got some info, right? I grabbed a bottle of fruit sour melon from the beverage corner and placed a couple of coins on the counter.
開かずの倉庫のこと。
Stuff about the forbidden storage space. Huh? That's right. I really wants info about the forbidden storage space inside the robot clinic. The very same place that Juna wandered into and experienced her trauma. I only recently heard from Akiho that Michi also wandered in once, which is why he got banned from the store. In regard to the timeline, Juna went in 11 years ago and Michi 8 years ago. Why is this place so important to me, you ask? Because I had to switch on a robot in there in order to set a flag for Kimishima report number 4. That's why.
そもそも18年前ロボクリニックができた
The robot
時
clinic
あ
opened
の店は今ほ
18
ど怪
years
しい雰囲
ago.
気じ
It
ゃなかっ
wasn't the sketchy joint it is now. So this was just his internal thoughts. He didn't. That's not. This is in quotations. This isn't. But yeah, it says since 2001 on the sign outside the clinic. 18 years ago, same year that June and I were born.
た売ってるのはロボットのおもちゃとかラ
Store
ジコン
mostly
とか
selling robot
そう
toys,
いうものがほとんど
RC
だったんだ
vehicles, and whatnot.
おもちゃ屋さんだった
I mean, it was more of a toy store.
おもちゃ屋にしては
Sorta.
売ってるもの
Those
のジャン
products
ルは
were a
偏
little
りす
too
ぎてたから
niche for a
ね
toy store.
まドクは元ナスダの技術者だったわ
Doc
けだ
was
か
a
らさ
NASA engineer after
そ
all.
の腕を見込んで
There were a lot
ホ
of
ビーロ
adults
ボ
who
やら
came
ラ
in
ジコンやらが
regularly
趣
with
味の
all
大
of
人
them
連
into
中
hobby
も
robots
常
and
連客
RC
に行ったみたいだ
vehicles. They were all well aware of Doc's skills.
あくまで最初は子供の
He
ために作
originally
った
built
店
the
だ
place for children.
店先には等身
He
大
used
の
to
ロボ
line
ッ
his
トが何台
storefront
も置
with
かれてね
life-sized robots. Life-size robots? Those must be the bots in the forbidden storage space.
週末にもなれば島の
Children
あち
from
こ
all
ちか
over
ら
the
子供
island
たち
would
が集ま
visit
って
the
きてたもん
store
さ
on the weekends.
そんな子供たちをロボ
The
ットはお出
robots
迎え
would
する
greet
んだ
them with open
ちゃん
arms.
と喋ったんだ
They
よ
even talked
す
to
ごいだろ
impressive, right?
実際私も何度か遊
I
びに
went
行っ
there
た
more
こと
than
あ
a
る
few
し
times myself.
ほんと子供ばっかりだっ
The place really was packed with
た
kids.
遊びに来た子供はさ
They
ロ
were
ボ
all
ットに夢
crazy
中だっ
about
た
the
よ
robots.
だってそうだろこっちが声をかけたら
The
目
robots'
とか
eyes
口
and
とか
mouths
ピカ
would
ピカ
light
光ら
up.
せてちゃん
They'd
と言
even
葉を返してきて
respond
くれ
when
る
you
んだから
talked to them.
こんな田舎のガキにしてみりゃそういう
I
ロボッ
tried
トの
living
存
the
在は
sticks,
そ
these
りゃ
robots,
夢のようなもん
the
なんだよ
stuff of dreams.
そのロボ子守までしてくれるわけそんな高性能なの
Are they advanced enough to babysit the kids?
はっ
Huh,
んなわけないだろ
of course not.
一歩も歩かずに腕だけくるくる回すだ
They
け
just
のロ
stood
ボ
there
と
and
か
spun their arms
手に持ってるトランペットを吹いたふりをするロボとか
or something.
そんな子供騙しのもの
They're
ばっ
all
かりだった
simple
よ
gimmicks for kids.
でも子供の私らからすりゃ
From a child's
それで十分じゃないか
Isn't that
そうだ
more
ろ
than enough? I guess so.
でも信じられないな
I just can't imagine that stubborn old doc running a store for children.
私だって驚いたさ
I couldn't believe it either.
思い出したんだ
Then
よ
I remembered something.
小さい頃ロボ
We
クリニッ
visited
ク
the
に遊
robot
びに行っ
clinic
た
back
時
when I was a kid.
確かにドクは私ら
Doc
子
had
供
the
がは
biggest
しゃいで
smile
ロボ
on
ッ
his
トと
face
遊んでる姿を見て
while he
ニ
watched
コニ
us
コ笑
play
って
with
たなって
the robots. Doc smiling. I try to picture it in my head, but it's literally impossible.
その当時ドクはよくこう話してたら
Back
しい
in the day, Doc used to say,
ロボットは人間の友
robots are
達
the
だ
friends of mankind.
友達
Friends? Taken aback, Juno whispers the word.
そのロボってさド
Did
クが
Doc
全部
build
自
all
分で
those
作ったの
robots
か
himself?
相沢二郎博士知ってるか
You
い
know who Dr. Aizawa Jiro is? Juno and I exchange glances. Can't say I've ever heard of him.
ロボット博士って呼ば
He
れて
was
た
known
人
as
さ
the robot doctor.
日本でロボットの第一人者
He's
っ
the
て言え
first
ば
person that
誰
comes
を
to
思い浮
mind
か
when
べる
someone says
はい
Japanese robotics. Kai, you're up.
そりゃあ真ん中
The
の
manga artist.
はいブー
Bzz,
間違い
wrong. I didn't even say their name yet.
じゃああんた
Next, Mizuka-san points at Juna.
足も
Asimov?
それもブー
This is wrong again.
アシモフって誰
Who's that?
作家
Asimov.
だろあながち間違いじゃないけど日本
We're
の
on
っ
the
て
right
限
track.
定
I
だから
said Japanese,
ブーだ
therefore bzz.
じゃなくて
And then,
等身大
the
ロボット
life-size robot.
そっちかい
Oh, that one?
どっちみちブー
Well, either way, bzz. Mizuka-san lowers her shoulders in disappointment.
ま、かくいう私
Well,
も
I'm not one to
つい
talk
昨
since I
日
only
知った
found
わけ
out
だ。
about this yesterday.
アイザー博士は今から
Over
半
half a
世紀以上
century
も
ago,
前に
Dr.
ロボット
Aizawa
を作ってた人でね。
and building robots.
そのロボットはさ、昭和
They
の
look
ブリ
like
キの
some
おもちゃみ
really
たい
old
な外
tin
見なんだけ
toys.
ど、愛
The
嬌のある動
charming
きと
moves
声が
and
特徴で、
voices
アイ
earned
ザー
them
ロ
the
ボッ
name
トって言われて
Aizawa
る。
robots.
大阪万博ってあったろ。
You know the Osaka Expo in 1970?
そこでも出
His
展され
robots
た
were
ぐら
on
いさ。
display there. Huh, I had no idea.
ドクはそのアイザー博
Apparently,
士の
Doc
最
was
後の
Dr.
弟子み
Aizawa's
たいなもんだ
last
しね。
apprentice.
博士のところに
He was
若い
young
頃
to
に押しか
visit
けてい
Dr.
ろいろ教えて
Aizawa's
もらっ
place
たんだってさ。
undivided and make the doctor teach him all sorts of things.
ロボクリニックができた時、
When
店先で
the
子供た
robot
ちを出
clinic
迎
first
えて
opened, the
た。
robots that
そんな
greeted
ド
the
クがアイ
kids
ザーロボットを
out
参考に
front
作ったロボ
modeled
ット
after
だ。
Aizawa's.
全部で9体。今はロボクリニックの
There
倉
are
庫に入
9 of
ってる。
them in total. They're currently sitting in the robot clinic storage
その
room.
ロボットたちって名前ついてなかった？
Do those robots have names? Interesting thing for Kaito to ask.
名前？
Names?
そう、
Yeah.
人間と似たような名前っ
Like
ていうか
human
さ、
names?
例えばゴジロ
For
ウ君
example,
とか
Gojiro-kun.
そんな名前を聞いた
Does
覚え
that
が。
ring a bell?
ああ、確かに。
Yeah, it
そん
does.
なような名前がついてたよ。
They did have names like that.
Gojiro,
Gojiro,
Gajiro だかって
Gajiro,
さ。
that sort of thing.
詳しくはよく覚えちゃいない
I
けど
don't remember
ね。
the details though. Perfect. That pretty much confirms Gojiro-kun is one of the robots in Forbidden Storage
名前
Space.
を特定する手段はあ
Is
る？
there any way to identify them individually?
そうね。
Hell if I know.
そこ重要なんだけど。
Oh, that's the important part where you just can turn all of them on in case.
ドクに直接聞けばいいじゃ
Why
な
don't
い
you just
か。
ask Doc yourself?
だって怒られそ
He'll
うじゃん。
probably get angry with me. I can sense that I shouldn't go there with Doc.
そもそも名前がそんなに重要？
Why are the names so important to you?
いや、名は
Well,
太陽
you
を
know
表
what
す
they
っていう
say.
し
Names in nature often agree.
はい。何
はい
企んでんだい？
What are you up to?
別に。
Nothing. I can't bring the Kimijima report to the Mizuka-san. Can this be more of a pain?
いいですか？
May I? Juno hesitantly opens her mouth.
藤田のおじいちゃんは昔
Why did,
はそんな風に子供相手にお店をやっていたのに
Why did Grandpa Fujita stop,
どうしてそれを
you know,
やめちゃった
running
ん
the
でしょ
store
う
for
か？
kids? Mizuka-san sighs and looks at Juno straight in the eyes.
それはあんたが一番よ
Probably
く
know
わかっ
more
てんじゃ
about
ないの
that
か
than
い？
any of us.
え
Huh?
私
Me?
どんな形にせよ、
Personally, how it
事故
happened,
が起き
there's
たと
no
なり
way
ゃ
he could
ロボ
just
を店
leave
先
those
には出し
robots
ておけない
outside
だろ。
after the accident.
事故って純ちゃん
This
が
was
開かずの
about when
倉庫に
Junchon
迷い込ん
wandered
で
into the
ロボを
forbidden
壊
storage
したって
space
こ
and
と？
broke one of the robots. Is that really something you'd call an accident? But June told me when the robots broke, but
そうですか。
I see.
私失礼します。
Excuse me. Juno bows abruptly and then exits the
どういう
store.
こと？
What was up with that?
本人から聞いたんだろ？
Told you yourself, right?
倉庫に迷い
All I
込
heard
ん
was
でロ
that
ボ
she
を壊し
wandered
て
into the
ドクに
storage
怒ら
room,
れたってこと
broke
ぐ
the
らい
robot,
聞い
and
たの
Doc got mad at her. Juno stares at the automatic door that Juno exited from, a listless expression on her
あの
face.
子、その時結構な怪我をしたんだよ。
She got hurt really badly that day. I had no idea.
で、その事故が噂になっちゃっ
Word
て
of the
ね。
accident got around.
子供たちの親から
If
し
you
て
were a
みりゃ、
parent,
自分の子供も怪我させられちゃたまんないって思うだろう、普通。
would you?
それ以来、ロボクリニックを
After that,
訪れる
the
子
number
供
of
た
kids
ちがガクン
visiting
と減っちまった
the
のさ。
store plummeted.
それに、ドク自身も
I think Doc
思う
was
ところがあっ
thinking
たん
the
じゃない
same
の？
thing.
少なくとも、子
At the
供相
very
手の
least,
商
he
売は
completely stopped
その
doing
事故の前
business
後で
with
ばっ
kids
たりやめちゃった
immediately
って
after the
話。
accident.
なるほどね。
See. What Doc told Mitchie.
ただの思い上がりだった。
Well, I was nothing but conceited. Alright then, what should my next move be? For now, I'll give my thanks to Mizuka-san exit the store. I can just see Juno trudging towards school. After lightly jogging for a bit, I managed to catch up to her.
純ちゃんさ、ちょっと
Jun-chan,
提案なんだ
I
け
have
ど。
a proposal for you.
な、
Huh?
何かな。
What is it?
ロボクリニックの
Would
開
you
かず
like
の
to
倉庫。
accompany me to the robot
行ってみよ
clinic's
うとか思
forbidden
わない？
storage space?
あ、
What? Trina's eyes widen. The robot clinic is still as... Okay, so this is where our next decision is going to be. A robot clinic still has the grave. What's the joke? The robot gonna reply? What's hidden in the secret? Apply arrow gay. Tadpoles rain from the sky. What? Hey, whoever said that tadpoles won't rain from the sky, show yourself. I brought the source. The source is Sports Tokyo, lol. It only remained in Shibatashi. How am I supposed to know about news from the countryside? So, where's the pics at? I get that it was raining tadpoles, but why? I don't know, lol. This wouldn't happen in the norm. Can tadpoles actually be aliens? Or it was raining tadpoles. The tadpoles must have thrown up in the air from a tornado storm nearby. There has to be. It's not unusual or anything. This has been an issue a couple of times in the past. The birds throw them up. They're tossed up while they're flying, so they fall fast. At times over 50 tadpoles fall. It's a usual sight for the locals. Nothing special. It was a crazy scene seeing over 5,000 tadpoles fall. I thought the sky turned black, then tadpoles started to fall and turned into hell in an instant. What? 5,000 of them? First time hearing that. Too crazy. Is this from a red aurora too? Nothing can be. Hey everyone. Work on a robot's cosmetics after you have proved the performance and capability backed by technology. If you're building a robot on looks that can't fight, should be building a figure. What's demanded of a robot is performance. Looks come after. Remember that. Play 20 minutes, 3-0 after a minute. What's the, okay, so just say what's hidden in the secret base? Arrogay, giant robot. Arrogay, really? That's pretty normal. I still can't believe that this place used to be filled with the cheerful voices of a bunch of kids.
やっぱりやめよ
Listen
う
to
よ。
me. We should go back. Trina's glancing all over the place. She looks really uneasy.
純、ここは
June,
心
at
を
times
鬼
like
にして
this,
あ
you
え
just
て
gotta
突き
bite the
進むべ
bullet
きだ
and
よ。
press onward. Akio tries her best to encourage her. I told her, Mizuka-san told me it's like a switch flipped in her head.
ドクを勇気づけるためにはドク
We're
の
gonna
ロ
cheer
ボ
up
たちを
Doc.
復
We've
活
gotta
させるべ
revive
きなんだ
his
よ。
old robots. I'm really not sure that's our only option here. Considering neither of us could come up with something better, why not? Looking for an excuse to get into forbidden storage space anyway, so I piggyback off of Akio's proposal.
急がなくちゃ手遅れにな
It'll
っ
be
ちゃ
too
う。
late if we don't
純だっ
hurry.
てドクにはもっと
Don't you want
長生
Doc
きし
to
て
live
ほ
a
しいで
long
しょ。
life, June?
それは
I do,
そうだ
but
けど、でも勝手に
I
入
don't
るのは
think it's right
やっぱ
to
り
break in.
勝手じゃないよ。
Or not. I spin a set of keys around my finger.
純ちゃんのお父さんがド
These
ク
are
か
the
ら
keys
正
that
式に
Doc
預かった
entrusted
鍵
to
でしょ。
your dad,
これは
right? Doc spiraled so hard that he asked his son-in-law, Juna's dad, to dispose of any unnecessary goods at the clinic. So Akio and I convinced Juna to borrow the keys from her dad. Juna's a pushover, so that part was easy.
私はちょっと
I'm
抵
still,
抗ある。
a little worried. Juno's reluctant about Akio's proposal from the
無
get-go.
断でロボッ
Can't
トさ
just
んた
take the
ちを
robots outside
外に出すなん
without
て。
permission.
ドクに元気になってほしいの。
I
う
only
ちの
want
願い
Doc
は
to feel
そ
better.
れだけ。
That's all.
とりあえず倉庫
For
の中
now,
が
let's
どう
just
なっ
take
て
a
るか
look at what's
見る
going
だけ
on in
見て
the
みようよ。
storage room. But Juno slightly shakes her head. She stands still, refusing to move forward.
私 ここ
I'll
で
wait
待ってる。
here. She's likely scared to even go inside. She's even more pale than she was before. I can even see her knees shaking
ジ
too.
ュン、
Jun,
アキちゃん行こ
let's go, Aki-chan. I lead Akio into the shop. Front store space isn't accessible unless we have circle iron scrapyard behind the store. We open the heavy sliding door that was shut tight with a padlock and head inside. Since there was a single window, no light shone into the place. Iruo, any geotags? Not a one. Crazy. Stepping 1 foot inside is enough to make both of us cough up a storm. We must have woken up some dust. Makes you wonder how long this door has been shut for. It's entirely possible that it hasn't been open since Michi wandered in 8 years ago.
カイ、見て。
If dust is getting in, does that mean there's like air conditioning running into this room despite no one going in there? Or is there like a hole in the wall that dust is blowing in? I don't know. Kai, look. With the door now open, a beam of light shoots through the storage space. Illuminating a series of robots lined up next to each other. They stand there silently in the dark, not making a single move. I can't quite make out how many of them there are in the darkness. Bazooka-san said there should be 9.
う。アキちゃん俺さ夜にここでこのロボットたち見たらしょんべ
I'd
んち
probably
びる
piss
か
myself. I can definitely see how this place was traumatizing for a tiny Juna. Anybody would be scared. But Akio simply walks forward into the room, a sad expression on her face. She gently touches the arm of the red robot standing in the very front.
ほこり、積
They're
もって
covered
る。
in dust.
全然手入れされて
Looks
ない
like
み
they
た
haven't been
い。
touched in years.
こいつら昔は動いたり喋ったりしたらしいけど
Supposedly, it used to talk and move around.
今でもちゃんと動く
I
のか
wonder
な
if it still works.
動くはず
They
だ
should.
よ。
They will.
動くって。
I want to
信じたい。
believe that.
だってドクはロ
Because
ボドクタ
Doc
ーな
is
ん
the
だから。
robot doctor.
壊れたロボットを放置
He
なんて
never
しな
just
い。
abandoned a broken
絶対に。
robot. Never. Despite her words, all signs seem to point to this place having been sealed off for years and years. It should be clear to anyone that Doc hasn't touched this place in forever.
電源
Is
コード
there
か
a
何か
power cord
ない
or
かな。
something?
電源につなげば動くか
If we
も。
plug them in, they might move. Akio searches around the red robot's feet and back behind it.
スイッチ的なものある
Does it have a power
もし
switch
あるなら
on
俺
it
に
or
押させ
anything?
て
If
よ
it does, let me be the one to push it.
な
Huh?
んで
Why?
いや単にやってみた
Doesn't
いだけ
matter. I just want to. This red guy right here might be Gojira after all.
ふーん。
Hehe.
何
What? In this dark room, Akio is grinning.
もしかしてカイってば
Could it be that
こう
you
いうロボ
actually
が好き
like
だったん
these
だ。
kinds of
結
robots?
構子供っぽいんだ
Like a
ね。
little kid, Kai. She's misunderstanding, but there's no point in trying to clear things up. Since there are no lights on here, we brought flashlights from the store and used them to find the robot's power cord. How is Irie gonna know that they pressed it? Because they're indoors. Unless this place is mapped out specifically. So the robot's power cord is plugged into the wall. All preparations are complete. The power switch is located inside a lid on the robot's
じゃ
back.
あ押すよ
Alright, I'm pressing it.
オッケー。
I hit the switch. The red robot doesn't move an inch.
壊れてる
Is it broken?
そんな。
No. Akio lowers her shoulders in
ド
disappointment.
ク、
Doc,
ロボドクターなの
you're
に。
the robot doctor.
どうして
How could you? Try to turn on the rest of the robots and none of them so much as twitched. Just to be sure, I checked in with Irie to confirm that I hadn't set the flag yet. This kind of fresh once in a while, old designs can actually feel new. Tin-plated robot toys didn't even exist when we were kids. I don't feel nostalgic, but it feels nice. But nonetheless, I like robots are like bang, Jaquine, horns coming out of their head and shoulders, and animal face on chest and combines together. If you say things like that, Eskin's gonna tell you to quit talking nonsense. Jaquine and bang really show the prowess of your vocab. There are a lot of robots with an animal face on their chest. Even I've noticed that. I wonder why. By the time we leave the robot clinic, the sun is long gone. Despite how late it is, we find Juno waiting for us. Not the clinic, mind you, but the hospital, which is about a 10-minute walk from the Doc's store. She's waiting at the bus stop in front of the entrance, sitting alone on the bench.
どうだった？
How'd it go?
ダメ、ロボは
No
壊れ
good.
て
The
た。
robots were broken.
そうなんだ。
I see.
悔
Man,
しい
this sucks. Okay, I looked up at the third floor of the hospital where Doc is staying and began ruffling her hair with her hands. She then faces Juno and I, breathing heavily through her nose.
ねえ、うちに一つ提案があるんだけど、
I have a proposal.
あのロボットたち、うちら
Why
で
don't
直
we
して
try
みない？
fixing those robots?
賛成。
Agreed.
うわ、
What?
カイがこんなに積極的だなんて、
I never seen you be so assertive, Kai.
やっと心を入れ替えてくれたん
Finally
だ
had
ね。
a change of heart.
うちは嬉しいよ。
I'm so proud.
泣くことはない
You
で
don't
しょ
have。to cry about it.
ジュンはどう
What
思う？
about you, Jun? What do you think?
私は
Hi.
修理するなら、ジュ
We're
ンちゃ
gonna
んも
repair
参加
them.
すべきだ
Jun-chan
ね。
should participate.
ロボクリニックを出禁になってるアキ
Aki-chan's
ちゃんと、
banned.
そのア
I'm
キちゃん
just
の
her
単なる付き添い
chaperone.
としか思われてない
It'd be
俺じゃ
weird if the two of
ド
us
クのロボを
started
勝手にいじる
messing
のは
with
問題ありそう
these
だ。
robots.
でも、ジュンちゃんっていう免罪
We
符
had
があ
an
れば、
excuse
ド
like
クもそこ
Jun-chan
まで
being
目くじらは
around.
立てないは
Doc
ずだ
probably
よ。
wouldn't get nearly as
ジュ
upset.
ン、お願い。ドクを
Lucian, I
元
want
気
to
づ
try
け
to
る
make
ため
Doc
に
feel
チャ
better.
レンジしてみ
Think
た
of
い
it
の。
like a challenge.
もし勝手に直し
We
て
get in
怒られ
trouble
そうに
fixing
なった
them
ら、
without his
ジュンのこ
permission.
とは全力
I
でかばう
promise
から。
I'll take the heat for you.
困ったな。
I
私無理だよ。
can't.
じゃあ、勝負する？
Alright, then how about a match? Huh?
俺が勝ったら、ジュ
If
ン
I
ちゃんは
win,
アキちゃんの
you
作戦に
cooperate
協
with
力する。
Aki-chan.
ジュンちゃんが勝ったら、
You win.
協力しなくていい
You
し、
don't have to
ロボ
help,
ブ
but
も
you're
やめて
free
い
to
い
quit
よ。
the robotics club too.
ロボ部
Wait,
や
hold
める
on,
っ
what do
て
you mean
どうい
quit
う
the
こと？
robotics club?
ジュンちゃんロボ部やめたい
Jun-chan
らしいか
apparently
ら。
wants to do just that.
ヤシオくん。
Yoshio-kun!
ん？ア
What?
キちゃんには黙ってて
Did you
ほしか
not
っ
want me to tell her?
た。でもさ、
You
ロボ
do
部の部
realize
長
she's
はア
the
キちゃんだ
president,
からね。
right?
ロボ部やめたいなら、
You
ア
want
キ
to
ち
quit
ゃ
the
んに言わ
robotics
なきゃど
club?
うしようもない
You
よ
gotta。tell Aki-chan first.
そうじゃなくて、急に
No, it's just...
言われると
This is all so sudden.
心の準備が。
I wasn't ready. She breaks out of the weirdest things, I swear. You know, she's timid, all but this indecisiveness of hers can be real grating sometimes. Well, whatever. Whatever, it's not my place to say anything. It's probably a mistake. To talk to her and try her boss on the first
ね
place.
え、ジュン。
Hey, June. Akira approaches June with a petulant look on her face. Overwhelmed by Aki's sudden vigor, she looks away apologetically.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
ジュンはこの2
Did
ヶ
you
月
come to like
ロボ
robots
部で
at least
過ご
a
して
little bit
少し
over
で
the
もロ
past
ボッ
2
トの
months
こと
you spent
好きになれた？
at Robotics Club? Aki firmly grasps Juno's hands. Holding her tight, she looks straight into her eyes. With nowhere to run, Juno's forced to meet her gaze straight
ロボ
on.
ットが苦手って言ってたけど、
You said you were
そ
afraid
れ
of
は
robots
克
before.
服でき
Were
た？
you able to overcome that fear?
それは
Well... Juno weakly shakes her head from side to side.
だったら、うち
Saying
は
that
ジ
you
ュンの
not
待
will
遇を
not
認
approve
め
of
ない。
your resignation.
せめて、ロボットのどこ
Refuse
か
to let
一
you
つで
go
も好き
until
になって
there's
くれる
at
まで、
least one
絶対に
thing
離
you
さないん
like
だから。
about them. What insane logic. She's completely disregarding Juno's feelings on the matter. Oh well, I guess it makes things easier that
ジュ
way.
ン、一緒にドクのロボ
June,
ットを
let's
直
fix
そう。
Docs' robots together, okay?
これは部長命令
It's a
だよ。
direct order from the president. What? The weak-willed Juno stands no chance to Akiko's one-sided demands. Okay. When you make it outside the robot clinic, reply. Okay, still this. Okay. Sister brought me up with our arcades loosen up a bit. It's because it's cool, you don't understand, Kai, you really don't. Woke up, played 1 hour 10-0, still not doing good enough. fix it. I'd even say I'm better at repairing stuff since all I've been doing is maintenance. Even if I get in trouble, it'll be worth it. You have to come. If you don't, I'm gonna pick you up. Robots are friends, huh? You're friends with them, but I can't see them. Kai rarely helps out. Usually he won't help because he says he's lazy. What's your favorite robot? When you make it outside the robot clinic, September 21st. I do things right. No need to go if you can't. Oftentimes a bit pushy. Live without regrets. As I said, nothing will change. That really helps out. Usually won't help because he's lazy. If you're by yourself, you might get caught trespassing and just guarding you. I have my own reasons. It's a secret. Don't push. Change. CoZ sister. Since we said to repair Doc's robots, first need to select which ones we're going to fix up. Considering Doc's condition, we don't have a lot of time. Since time's of the essence, we obviously can't afford to fix all 9 of them.
修理するのはゴジロウ君だ。
We're fixing Gojiro-kun. I'll make my suggestion. I'll show Gojiro and cut that even older.
ゴジロウくんってどれ？
Which one's Gojiro-kun?
知らない。
I have no idea.
知らないのに名前
But
は
you
知
know
ってる
their
の？
names somehow.
ああ、
Heard-
水香さんか
yeah,
らちらっ
I
と
heard
聞い
from
たんだよ。
Zuka-san.
あの
Out
9
of
体の
the
中でも
9,
子供たちの
Bots
人気
Gojiro-kun
ナン
was
バー
the
ワンは
most
ゴジロウ
popular
君だ
one
った
with
っ
the
てね。
kids. That's a total lie, of course. Although they both don't seem to really buy my explanation, neither of them objects. Which is they probably don't care which robot we fix. The main problem is identifying Gojiro-kun. So we send Juno outside the shop to search for info regarding Doc's robots. Akio and I take each robot out of storage to check whether there are any names written on them. Of the 9 robots, some of the wheels are easy movement and some don't. The former are fairly easy to move around. Inevitably, we begin by checking the wheeled units first.
カイ、これ
Alright,
見
take
て。
a look at this. The investigator robot looks like it's sitting in a chair. I saw that its pedestal had wheels on the bottom. The Rocket called me right after. Its removable lid on the back with a very small writing store. All these wires have been cut as the son took a pair of scissors and then deliberately severed each cable individually.
おかしいと思っ
I knew something wasn't right.
た。壊れたん
These
じゃない
robots didn't break.
野ざらしで放置さ
They
れてたならと
definitely
もかく
didn't strike me as the
倉庫
type
に数
of
年置いてあった
delicate
だけで動かなくなる
robots
よ
that
う
break
な
after a
繊
few
細な
years
機体
in
には見
storage.
えなかったもん。こ
That's for sure.
れ意図的に
They
動
were
かなくされた
intentionally
んだ。
disabled.
ドック自身の手で
Doc
殺
killed
され
these
たロボ
robots
ットたち
with his own 2 hands.
殺されたなんて
Killed?
そんな言い方
Don't say it like that.
間違っちゃいないで
I'm
しょ。
not wrong, am I?
どうしてこんな
Why
こ
would
と
you
を
do something like this?
さあね。
Beats me. On the flip side, I discovered a much more important truth. Look at the lid I removed from the robot. The plate was affixed to its back with the robot's name and date of birth neatly engraved onto it. This read the robot's name was Sakura. Sakura, I wonder what kanji you used to write that. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Found a way to identify the bots. What to do now is figure out which one of them remaining 8 is Gojiro. Fortunately, the robot I needed, Gojiro-kun, wasn't self-propelled. It was a yellow robot mounted firmly to a pedestal. Its primary function is to apply stamps. I had to remove it as a candidate for repair due to the frustrating reason that he was so difficult to carry outside. In its place we chose Yoshiro-kun. Since the nameplate only has Yoshiro's name written in Roman letters and no clue what the kanji are.
なかなか男前だよね。
Quite the handsome man, huh?
今初めてアキちゃんの
Beginning
美
to
的セ
doubt
ン
your
スに疑
aesthetic
問を持っ
sense,
たよ。
Aki-chan. Shuriken has a blue body and it's designed to stand upright. Due to the wheels installed underneath the feet, everything below the ankles looks oddly gigantic, including the shoes, about 2 meters tall. Arms are very thick, but I'm pretty sure the only parts that move are the shoulder joints. On the other hand, it's possible that his arms are just for decoration, just like the robotics CoZ Bulb in Model 1. In the center of the chest is a patrol light, a callback to the hero that can only fight for 3 minutes before vanishing, but light up for after 3 minutes passed. The facial design is similar to the other 8 robots, but each one has a slightly different expression. Shuriken wears a bright smile with a wide open mouth. The eyes are large and bulge outwards. Upon taking a closer look, the left eye's transparent cover is cracked. This protruding triangular nose. Troll lights for ears, and the form resembling an antenna. In the center of his eyes are miniature light bulbs with reflective mirrors, like the ones you find in a flashlight. Inside the mouth were several LED lines lined up in a transparent plastic case. The ears are made up of yellow patrol light. This must be pretty lively when everything's up and running. I could see how it would be creepy to suddenly burst to life in the dark.
で、これ直せそう？
So you can fix it? Okay. Robot doctor killing robots? Doctor should be fixing them, it's just too sad. What's your favorite robot? Here it is. Gun roll, HMX-12 multi, gun bum. There's no response. That ain't right. What's this, day 6? Multi. Guess I'll save right here. I took the 100 times. This one's September 26th, so I think we can fix it.
どうかな。
I don't know. Look up here inside your shuriken's back. There's a bunch of cords haphazardly jammed in there.
この子も他の子
Those
と同
cords
じよう
have
に
been cut
コードが意図的に
just
切られ
like
て
the
る。
others.
他に致命的な故障
I
は
don't see
見
any
当たらな
other
かったよ
critical damage outside of that.
あ、体がちょっ
The
とへ
reason
こん
why
で
his
る
eyes
のと
cracked
目が割れてるのは
is a little
多分
dented is
転倒したせいだ
most
と思
likely
う。
because he fell over.
そんなわけでコードさえ
So
交
as long
換
as
す
we
れば
rewire
ま
him,
た動くよう
I
に
think
は
he'll
なる
be
と
able
思う
to
んだけど
move again.
ただコードはかなりの
There are
本
a
数なん
whole
だ
lot of cords in
全
here.
部ハンダ付けされてる
They're
か
all
ら
soldered
それを
on, so
新しいも
replacing
の
them
に振り
with
替えるだ
new
けでも
ones will be a
結構目が
huge
折れそう
undertaking.
頑張ってね、アキちゃん。
Best of luck to you, Aki-chan.
カイも手伝うの
You're helping too,
あ
Kai.
とジュンもね
Jun's up next after that. Speaking of Jun, she somehow managed to vanish before either of us could notice. We had her looking for any documents that would help us identify robots' names, but her and her scooter are nowhere to be found. Must have been really painful to come here. Or could it be that seeing the robots is far worse? Either way, it was alright for her to have left the shop keys with us?
そうだどうせな
Here's an
ら
idea.
遠隔操縦で
If
き
we
るよう
can,
に
we
し
might as
よ
well
う
make it so they can be controlled remotely.
おいおい、改良する
Whoa,
気
whoa, mean you want to
さすがに
modify
そ
it?
こまでやっちゃう
I
と
don't
さ
think Dr.
どっ
Real
か
Happy
許して
is
くれないん
asking
じゃ
a
ない
bit
の
too much.
オプションメニューだよ
We'll provide an options
普段は
menu.
自立行動できる
It can be autonomous
で
for the
も
most
スイッチ
part.
を切り替えれば
Also be
遠
able
隔
to
操
switch
縦
them
でき
to
る
an RC mode.
簡単にできるわけ
it easy to do. Probably. At least be much more painless installing a kill ballot control system. Moving forward, backward, turning, hand movements, lighting up the eyes and ears, and talking. We should use an RC vehicle transmitter. Program is very straightforward. Also, should not rely proud about either. Well, would you like that? It's rare for you to be so reliable. Or, excuse me, Kai, I'm the president of Robotics Club. I'll have you know. And I'm the genius that modified the Tanagashi Machine 3 too. I picked up the basics from the older members over the past 2 years. So I should be able to deal with a machine this simple, I think. Oh boy. Well, I'll leave your shuriken to you then. And could you fix up the Jiroken too while you're at it? So the Jiroken, could we fix up someone else? Or was someone self-propelled? What about Hidesaburo-kun? He's on wheels. Why are you so attached to Gojiro-kun? Isn't obvious? Gojiro-kun is the coolest robot of them all, duh. And you're gonna have to get the thing up and running all by myself, aren't I? Alright, June, I'm gonna have you desolder all the wires on the circuit board and replace them with a new one. Don't disregard gun for roll 1. Don't disgrace. Played 30 minutes 7-0. Recently I've been itching for this blueprint. Surprisingly getting motivated to fix them up. Same thing happened with gun build 1. Throwing robots away is not acceptable. You're the ones who told me that, Doc. You good? What happened? What am I doing here? If the only reason you're here is because you were told to, then I don't think you should bother. You're here at the Robo Clinic, which means you care. If you're worried about Doc, that should be enough. Don't overthink it. Akio's holding her shuriken circuit board in her hand. There are numerous wires tightly packed and started onto it. All of them? Of course. Next day, Akio acted quickly. She went out of her way on a weekend to go to Kamata Motors in Nakatane to buy new wires and miniature lights. Shin came straight to the clinic to remove all of your shuriken's wiring. Now it's nearly sunset. Shin and I finally have something to do. We're putting in new circuitry for the remote control system. Jun, your job is incredibly important. You're going to be connecting shuriken's nerves back together. Kai, you replace the light bulb. Once you're done with that, go help Jin. Turn off the fans and electric desoldering pump. Looks like a power drill, but the tip has an electric heating component and uses a motor for suction. I guess it uses to melt down the hardened solder and suck it up. Jin is not afraid of the circuit board, just the robot it came from. She apparently handles chores around the house, so she's good with her hands. She has no issues picking up the process quickly and reproducing it without a word. You'll have to try and finish it all today. By Akio's words, she neither quietly and indifferently continues her work. Next day, the three of us have all been fully immersed in our task force since the sun came up. We've been taking full advantage of the holiday. Hank said that I'd already finished replacing all the lights yesterday. So what have I been doing now that I'm done, you ask? KB. I've been secretly trying to fix Kojiro-kun's power circuit by watching and imitating Akiho, but it's much more difficult to work in the dark storeroom. Juna finished before nightfall, so Akiho took the circuit board and installed the Yoshiro-kun. It was going to be the second time the thing opened its eyes, but despite taking notes beforehand, Akiho ended up miswiring the entire thing. Everything went to hell after that. She lost track of what connected to where, and we ended the day with Akiho on the brink of tears. From Juna's perspective. I ride my scooter down south down the highway. Driving on such a wide road like this scares me a little. Numerous cars zoom past me at really high speeds, and I can't help but flinch whenever one does, praying they don't hit me. Go-chan has me running an errand for her. Operation Repair Grandpa Vegeta's robots hasn't been going all that well, but we're still making progress more or less. Since yesterday, Aki-chan's been testing the wiring to see if it's all connected properly. I guess she's checking each wire one by one to make sure they're working using something called an electrical tester. I'd already finished my job, and since I didn't have anything to do, Aki-chan sent me on a new mission for the day. I'm heading to buy a speaker. Since I'm terrified of robots, I can't bring myself to go anywhere near them. I'm grateful she gave me a task I could actually handle. Even now, my knees are starting to shake when I look at those robots. I'm ashamed of myself, and no matter what I do, I just can't get over the memories of the accident. I park my scooter in front of the robot clinic and take off my helmet. Akiho-chan is waving at me from the storefront. Did you get the goods? Yeah, I went home to the appliance store in Nishinomote. Sorry for sending you that far out. Had Akiho-chan speaker in question. I say speaker, but it's not the type you listen. Not the type you use to listen to music. It's a unit, apparently. Shortcut speaker unit was completely removed, so the poor guy couldn't talk. We installed this replacement, then bam, problem solved. Okay. I don't really want to hear about that very much. My memories of the incident re-emerged and I quickly shut my eyes. That's nothing. Where's Yoshio-kun? Storage room in the back. He's trying to repair Gojiro-kun. I wonder why he's so obsessed with that one robot. Who knows? By the way, June, I have one more favor to ask as president. Huh? What is it? Another errand? Nope. Not an errand. Is it after we fix Yoshiro-kun? After? The reason we're repairing Yoshiro-kun is so we can make Doc feel better, right? If we're gonna make that happen, we need to have Doc see Yoshiro-kun fully operational. That's also why I installed the remote control system into him. As for who the operator is gonna be, Akio-chan looked straight into my eyes. She's always like this. She's looking straight into my soul. Those eyes of hers sparkle so brightly like dazzling stars. Because of that, I attempt to escape her radiance. I look away. Don't run away, June. I squeeze Akio grips my hand tightly. She always does this too. Just like that, my escape route has been blocked off. It's not fair. She corners me like this. She knows I'm too weak to say no to her. I always tell myself you need to tell her no. Can't help worrying about what others might think of me when I speak. If I refuse, and she hated me after that, then she never wanted to talk to me again. I want you to be the operator, June. I know you're afraid of robots, but you're the only one who can do this. I want you to like robots. But I can't. Shut my eyes tight and force Akio-chan's eyes off of mine. can't believe I just did that. She hates me now. She's gonna kick me out of the group. These thoughts keep me from saying another word. Akio-chan, on the other hand, looks surprised for a moment before she tearfully clings to me.
ジューンお願い
June, please.
無理なの
I
こればっ
can't.
かりは
That's the only thing
でき
I
ないよ
can't do.
ごめん
I'm sorry.
私店の中に
I'll be in the shop, okay? I'm actually going to step away for a bit, so I'm going to pause the episode there. I'll pick this up later today, I think.